Potential HipHopMedia war? Joe Budden versus Akademiks. Tap in, y'all. Alright, cool. Alright, we litty. So that should be saving. Successfully update your information. I appreciate you. Thank you. We got Tiff in the chat. What's good? We lit up in here, huh? I want to see YouTube pull up now. Where YouTube at? You know what I'm saying? You know? I know Twitch is clocked in right now. Golly. Twitch and YouTube at the same time. This crazy, bro. Let me just say that. This crazy. You know what I'm saying? All right. I hope y'all got something to drink today. We're going to be here for a little bit. Not too long. We're going to be here for a little bit. You know? So I just want to let y'all know right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Let me just say, this damn YouTube algorithm, bro. This YouTube algorithm is not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? Don't mind me. I'm just pouring up a little drink. What's good, y'all? How we feeling? How we doing? Are the alerts working, by the way? I did not check that before I started. I felt like I should have checked that first. You know, but I'm pretty sure they're working still. We got Exhibit Alex in the chat. What's up? What's good? How's everyone feeling, man? Today's a nice day today, and I'm inside, you know? God, I gotta get outside more. Drinking that good lemon water. You know? I hope I don't have to, like... I'm kind of worried about that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Did you put your Twitch on my YouTube? Yeah, it's been there. To be honest, my Twitch has always been there because I have a link tree on all my videos. But I put the Twitch link in the description of my YouTube page. So it's there now. It wasn't there before, but it's there now. But I always have a link tree on all my videos. So only brown light liquors. Oh, that's crazy. Speaking of brown ice liquors, I do apologize for the following content we're about to be listening to, by the way. So, you know, I was going through Instagram because out of all the social media sites for me to go through, Instagram is hands down my favorite, right? Simply because I don't know what it is. I feel like with Instagram, it's easier for me to pull away. With TikTok, it's difficult. With YouTube, it's difficult. Instagram, I feel like it's easier for me to pull away from it. You know what I'm saying? So I was scrolling through a bunch of reels, and I came across this reel right here. Let me just say this, but not in the description. It should be in the description. I just have it in my link tree. It's not helping on your videos. I'm dead. Maybe I can relocate the link or whatever. So something I need to work on for sure. There's a lot of things I need to work on. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, going through my reels, I come across this reel with this young individual right here that thinks he's grown. Sir, I feel bad for you because your brain cells are just terrible. So anyway, this individual says Michael Jackson is the most overrated artist of all time. Let's go ahead and listen to what he got to say. Is that 100 bits? Yo, you're scaring me. We got Judy with the 100 bits. I appreciate you, Judy. Golly. Yo, that catches me off guard. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and listen to this real quick. Let's go.
Done hiding my real opinion about Michael Jackson. He is the most overrated artist of all time. I've been holding my tongue about this for the longest time because people will literally kill you for this opinion. But I just can't allow people to keep saying Michael Jackson is the greatest artist of all time like Drake doesn't exist. Be completely honest with yourself. I understand all the hype Michael Jackson had, people literally fainting at his shows. But ask yourself, can you really listen to Michael Jackson on a day-to-day basis? Bro, he got one song that's playlist worthy. That Chicago shit is hard, I can't lie. That's definitely a bop. But the rest of his shit's like some emo, rock star, weird shit. Michael Jackson makes music for niggas that sing in the shower and use the shower head as a microphone. I just cannot imagine somebody going through their day-to-day life listening to Thriller. I feel like as the years go on, we need to start having more uncomfortable conversations. I got Youngboy over Michael Jackson, Drake. I got Protect over Michael Jackson. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I cut on that new DDG before I played Michael Jackson. I am done hiding my real opinion about
Your parents failed you. Your parents failed you on an astronomical level. Your parents lied to your face. Your parents, my nigga. Your parents, bruh. Oh my God. Don't let me get started on your parents. Hold on, let me fix up my screen real quick. What should I be on right now? Hold on. All right, there we go. My bad. I had to fix up the screen real quick. Yeah, your parents failed you, my nigga. Bro. you should. Hey. With the great words of Pastor T.D. Jakes, you should have been swallowed. you should have been swallowed up. Like, what? We didn't need you on planet Earth if you're going to be making videos like this. I'm going to keep it tall with you. Planet Earth did not need you. You are not necessary. You are not providing for the betterment of humankind, of mankind, by speaking ill on Mike Jack. It's not that people fainted at them concerts. People died. Literally, Michael Jackson stood there, arms out, and did not move for like 15, 20 minutes. Niggas died. Damn, wait, hold on a second. Y'all scare me with these sounds. Y'all scare me, bro. People died off the visual. Let's just say that. People, like, he stood there straight. And I kid you not, the amount of people that fainted, passed out, passed on, is on numbers that you have never seen before. He stood there and people died. Medusa, my nigga. It's crazy. What did one dude say? They backed him out like a weapon. And he would just stand there and people just float up to the upper room. It's crazy, bro. Whoa, what's going on, bro? God damn. Wait. Let me lock in with y'all real quick. We got Judy. Yo. Wait a minute. Let me catch up. Wait. Let me catch up real quick. God damn. Like, hold on a second. One sub. Jay. Oh, shoot. Oh, you gifting subs. Oh, my fault. Look at Judy with the subs. Hold on a second. Gifted 5 subs. Girl, I see you. But think about it. You discrediting Mike Jack as if he was just a regular artist. This nigga was... Listen, let me tell you something. If I was your parent, I would be describing Michael Jackson as if this man was a Greek god. He'd be performing on stage. All of a sudden, he will call upon the weather and start throwing down lightning bolts and fire explosions while he's performing as if he's a one-man army. You couldn't touch Michael Jackson. You weren't allowed to. And if you did, you'd be hospitalized. That's the kind of person you talking about right now. Hold Hold on a second. We got Exhibit Alex with the 100 bits. But but seriously though, like, bruh, Michael Jackson is not the kind of person you supposed to speak ill on ever. That man was a gift from God. A lot of people say he's God's God. Huh? You don't do that. we got Judy with 100 bits, bruh. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. But nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're not supposed to do that, bruh. You out here talking crazy. Expect some reels and some shorts off of that, cause I'm about to clown him. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm about to clown dude. Like, it's not even gonna be funny at one point. Like, all right, cool. Y'all know what we here for. Y'all know what we here for.
Here. Are y'all serious? Yo, what? Ain't no work.
Y'all know what we here for. So, oh boy, we got Exhibit Alex with 100 bits. He looks like he knows nothing about Mike. If you ever explain, he definitely doesn't know. Of course not. But someone gonna have to teach him. We got Judy with 100 bits. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Love to see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we having fun today. Today a good day. I mean, the sky's not completely blue, but it's pretty blue. I'm not gonna lie. There's some clouds, but not enough to start some rain. So hey, if the skies look nice, then we feeling good. You know what I'm saying? We got Bo Dilla in the chat. GG's on making affiliate. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. I still can't believe I'm an affiliate too, by the way. That's crazy to me. That's crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I never really thought that I would even ascend to such level, but you know, here I am today. Here, God, yo, wait. We got Exhibit Alex with 1,000 bits. Whoa, nah, she shattered an all-time record for real. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Wow. W Alex. Like, I was about to say, I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. But hey, bro. Hey, man, what can I say? I'm feeling good today. I know we all feeling good today. We feeling great. Hey, man, let's just get to work and just do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Flex protested Twitch. Yeah, I did. I really did, though. Is that Lakes in the chat? That's crazy. What's poppin', gang? How you feeling? Holy, I still can't believe you get 1,000 bits, girl. Jesus. Damn. I really did protest Twitch because, like, I remember I used to be on Twitch and it'd either be like Bo Dilla or Lakes in the chat or like nobody or like bots. And I'm like, why am I here? Hold on a second. Yo, Exhibit Alex with the gifted sub? With the gifted sub. Yo, W Alex, bro. W Alex. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, that's what's up. W Alex, man. That's so fire. That is so fire, man. Holy. Jesus, man. Hey, man. What can I say? This community's S tier, bruh. Shout out to the Koalaholics, of course. But at the same time, shout out to the Flex Mob. Come on, Flex Mob. Represent. This is crazy. All right, we do need to talk about this, though. Akademiks and this whole, like, he's the #1 media source. Of course. We know what happens when it comes to these lists, right? Anytime lists like this are made, it's not to deliver the definitive answer. That's not the goal of any of these lists. All these lists are here for rage bait and to create conversation. That's all that it's here for. And you also got to keep in mind of what hip hop media looks like today. Hip Hop Media today looks purchasable. So when you have lists like this, that's gonna not only drive traffic and drive a click-through rate, but also that's potential revenue at the same time, right? So you got to consider that. It's 12:30 a.m. I'm dying. Wish you best of luck. Take care. I appreciate you for popping in, Bo Dilla. Thank you so much. I got to stop by your chat one time. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. I want to see you play Tomb Raider again. It's been a long time. But yeah, I appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate you. W. Alex with 100 bits. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. God damn. Damn. We got Judy with 100 bits. Let's go. That's crazy. That's what we talking about, bro. We at level 4. Holy, we at level 4. Level 4 is wild, bruh. Level 4 is wild. Holy crap. Yo, I'm hearing, like, I swear to God, I'm hearing, like, new sounds and shit. What is that? We beat the all-time, what, record or high level of 3? Damn. We done for today? Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it regardless. We hitting milestone after milestone. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But W to you guys for sure. So, I'm falling asleep, but oh well. I'll leave stream on and let myself out. Hey, Connor, do what you got to do, gang. I appreciate you for pulling up, though, you know? But you should get some sleep. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I know it's late for you. You should get some sleep for real. And I hope you practicing your on your writing and your rhymes too. All right, we want to make sure we see you level up. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you're putting in work on your raps. You know, just gotta let you know. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is definitely the topic of discussion for today. This is going to be an interesting topic. We're going to watch the full interview. We got a couple videos by the Ville. And we're just going to peace out because we got Culture United tonight. And we're just going to rock out to see what we got. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be the big discussion today. I have my own thoughts I want to throw in here. So that's exactly what we're going to do for today, all right? So I want to go ahead and make that clear. We got Coco in the chat. We got Noah in the chat. YouTube, I haven't forgotten about you. YouTube, I haven't forgotten about you. I'll let you know right now. All right, I hope YouTube feeling good. You know? All right. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this right here. Akademiks is #1 on the Hip Hop Media list, presented by Complex. Of course, for conversational purposes, Joe Budden is #2. Right there alone, knowing how Joe Budden is and knowing how Akademiks is, when it comes to a back and forth, when it comes to an argument, they're definitely going to deliver. Joe Budden has already delivered, to be honest. That's what the Ville video is for. But all of this right now that's in front of us is performative because, like I said, hip-hop media today is purchasable. As long as you got a nice bag, they gonna talk to sway public. God, my damn allergies. They're gonna talk to sway public opinion. That's their goal, right? As long as your bag big enough, 5-6 figures, whatever. I remember Akademiks already admitted to payola. Let's never forget that. As long as the bag is big enough, they gonna say what they need to say so that payment come through. Joe Budden has already admitted to payola. The whole team, to be honest, has admitted to payola. Joe Budden, Ice, Ish, Queen's Flip. Not really Mona. Mona's new, so I don't think she's caught in a bag yet. Mark Lamont Hill, definitely, they all collect payola. They're not there to challenge hip hop media. They're there to just follow it. A lot of these platforms, a lot of these dudes, they make themselves into followers by accepting bags like that. That's why hip hop media looks weird today. So we're going to go ahead and check out this little video right here, all right? So with that being said, let's not waste no more time because y'all know me. I talk. I talk. I can't help it. It's what I do. I come on here and talk for no reason half the time. You know what I'm saying? But let me hit this record button, and we're going to go ahead and get started. This is definitely going to be an upload for today, so expect this later. Or, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, this is going to be a good one. I promise you that. All right? So, with that being said, I'm just waiting for it to record finally. Like, you know, sometimes the record button's a little slow, so just got to wait a little bit, you know? But it'll come real quick, you know? All right. So how's your day? It really takes that long, I promise you. Like on the first click for the record button, it actually takes that long. Like it's a little weird and sometimes concerning, but you know, it works like right now. So we're locked in. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So DJ Akademiks ranks the top 10 most powerful figures in hip hop media right now. Re-rank. Of course, conversational purposes. What they're doing is just driving traffic to their platform to create engagement, so that is potential revenue in their pocket as well as subscribers for their channel. So it's all a strategy at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and get started with this one.
Part of me. I don't like that shirt. I don't like nothing about it. Oh, y'all rage baiting me or no? I feel like now I'm gonna have some problems. Yo, can I get some more to drink?
Are they giving him something to drink, by the way?
Complex lists. You love them, you hate them, but one thing is for sure, you're still talking about them. This is a show where we're going to talk about it too. Welcome to Re-Rank. I'm
Jordan.
your host, Jordan Rose.
Hey, shout out to Jordan Rose. I'll never forget the moment I met you at Complex Con. That was definitely major. If I come again this year, I definitely want to bump into you. Hopefully you're not working. Definitely want to have a conversation with you and just catch a vibe, bro. You know what I'm saying? So W Jordan.
Today, I am joined with one of the most outspoken and polarizing figures in hip-hop media, DJ Akademiks.
That better not be no Hennessy.
My brother, how you feeling?
Listen, am I polarized? I don't think I'm polarized.
I think you're polarized.
I be telling the truth, man.
What's
Truth
good?
hurts.
We got Quickie in the
So
chat.
boom, the Complex staff put together
Just can't
our
listen to this
hip-hop
fool.
media
Coco, I
power
get it.
rankings list.
I understand.
Yeah.
We're going to start at the top, one entry at a time, and re-rank them 1 through 5. Once we get to that 5th spot, we're going to go to number 10, and then we're going to re-rank it up 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, until we now have a fully re-ranked list, unless the good brother Ak agrees with us and doesn't have any alterations he's going to make. Criteria is basically who right now controls news cycles, who has the most power in our space in those regards.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Let's get into it. 1 and 2, drum roll.
See, it's a good concept. Like the one thing I have to like give Complex is that they know how to set up engagement. All right? They set you up with the list. We already know lists today are only there to create conversation. That's it. That's all they're there for, because it's not the real list. A real definitive list does not drive conversation. It doesn't drive engagement, because people are just going to agree with it. If you mix it up to make people disagree with it, that's when the conversation starts to get juicy. And that's what they're aiming for. But now that they're capitalizing on the list to create moments like this, I gotta respect it, but you're doing it with the wrong person, if I'm going to be honest. Akademiks is not the right individual to have on your platform. I understand everybody runs to him for hip-hop info. Everybody and their moms. All right? That's cool. But we cannot forget the allegations that make academics, and that's dangerous. Now, Complex can easily look past that, because regardless, and I said this before, the first time I said it was on HHSB Crew's live stream. All motion through Complex's eyes is good motion, regardless if it's good or bad, right? You're just doing it with the wrong person. I honestly would prefer to see Joe Budden on there again than to see Akademiks on there again. Honestly, maybe Joe and Jada, Drink Champs. Just any other platform. There's numerous hip-hop platforms that's been popping in 2015. You should have choose better. My opinion, of course. But, you know, it is what it is. Probably because he's number one. The thing with Akademiks is because He's providing news on all platforms. That's the issue. To dominate that, to beat that, you need somebody that does that while at the same time create engaging moments on social media that's driving utmost traffic. And that's hard to do when you sit there and think about it. That's the only way to beat Akademiks, but nobody's coming to do that. That's the problem. So that's why Akademiks is there.
Reveal it yourself and your good brother, Joe Budden. So first, before we even get into it, do you think you are the most powerful person in hip-hop media right now?
Yeah. I'm rocking with this list for this year, yeah. This is, I told people, I feel like this is my journey here, so I think that's accurate. You know, I've always said that me and Joe, we have this joke when we talk to each other personally, we're like, or privately, I say, I feel like we're still doing everyday struggle, just on different platforms. He's one of the only people I check for consistently to see how did he look at a situation, because very rarely does that affect how I look at stuff. Yeah, Joe, I got you this year, man. I got you this year.
So you think that you're better than Joe?
All right, so don't let me kick my man back in.
I'm just asking because that's what you're saying.
Joe, listen, there's a lot of ways to look at this.
There's only one way.
Okay.
You're above him.
No.
Do you agree with that?
But here's the thing. So I'm looking at this in voice. I think Joe has an amazing platform.
You get into semantics, my nigga. What are we talking about?
Oh,
Yo.
No.
Wait,
Ain't no semantics.
wait.
Joe can't fuck with me. That's my nigga.
Okay.
He can't fuck with me. What I'm saying is that I fuck with his podcast. It's a lot of voices on there. When I'm on stream, it's me versus a million. And that's just what it is. Not only the people watching, the people who's gonna be tweet about it. Listen, half the time I'm off that hand
He also wants
Joe's
to
my man.
We all know Akademiks is a damn fool, right? But you also got to remember when it comes to audience, with the grown folk, a lot of us were not pulling up. But you got to remember, Akademiks' key audience, his key demographic is the younger generation. And those kids will pull up in droves to either watch him, pull up to his content, to engage with the content. And that's what's making him popping right now. It's the younger generation. He's really tapping in with the younger generation. Remember, when I was live in Complex Con day one and I saw Akademiks, let's not forget that. I saw Akademiks, and yeah, I'm taller than him. When I saw Akademiks, he was surrounded by kids. Let's not forget that. Akademiks was surrounded by kids in Complex Con when we were there. When I went to Las Vegas for that. Let's not forget that ever. All right? So now you understand why Akademiks is there. It's not the older generation. It's the younger generation. The percentage between younger and older generation is like night and day damn near. But that's his demographic. So that's why he's up there, you know.
But I think, I think 1 and 2, I rock with that.
So
hey, Alex, absolutely. That was absolutely disgusting. It makes him weird for sure, but it's what it is.
we're locked in. Let's move on to the next 2 spots on our list. Our 3rd spot this year, DJ Vlad, who has moved
That's
up.
incorrect.
He was number 6 last year. He is now in the top 3. I'm sure he's going to be happy about that. What do you think?
Not even Jordan likes that.
You think that we got this right here?
I could tell where this is going.
Okay.
No, Joe's absolutely number 2.
Okay.
With all due respect to Vlad, is like, I think Vlad's been developing a voice. His interviews are amazing. His question asking is amazing. I think he does some of the best interviews that, like, over time, it really bodes well because we're gonna see like questions that we really cared about that are timeless. However, if we're talking about just hip hop personality, you can't compare Joe Budden and DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad, of course,
DJ Vlad should not be in the top 10. I'm sorry.
Independent media, but Joe is a different league. That's why I gotta have Joe over Vlad.
Okay. So our top 3 is locked. Ak was saying he was gonna shit on this list before we started.
Nah, I thought y'all were gonna have some crazy people on it,
Looks
but
like we got it right so
I
far.
wasn't gonna shit on the top 5. Like, I was gonna see who y'all gonna have in the rest of this junk.
All right, so now at number 4, Jadakiss and Fat Joe. New entries to the list. Last year they were 15. I think that was when their podcast had just started. And now they're in the top 5. What do you think of that?
That stays the same. So I still think
Let people
Vlad
say
stays
his
3. Jada and Fat Joe, I like their program. I like their
I would happily, And we got you. Okay. See, this is where Complex, y'all. This is where you guys are losing brain cells. This is where you guys are losing the plot, because this is a hip hop media platform. Hip hop media platforms list. Why is DJ Vlad, someone I've never seen DJ, above Joe and Jada, which are actual hip hop artists? How is Joe and Jada not above DJ Vlad? In what world does that make sense? Joe and Jada have been on a consistent run, phenomenal guest stars. They've had some content that went viral. But then you have DJ Vlad that don't even show his face unless he's getting interviewed himself. I don't like his interview style. It's weird, if I'm going to be honest. I don't want to sit there and look at just one person in some interrogation room. Y'all made an interrogation room look poppin'. How? These dudes are getting interrogated. And then come to find out, oh, they're getting arrested and charged. I wonder how that came about. This man set up an interrogation room to look like a podcast, and he's been making money off that. Make that make sense. I don't rock with DJ Vlad whatsoever. He should not be in the top 10 at all. You don't spin shit.
Podcast. Here's the thing with having a list of media personalities. While they could be an enjoyable podcast, I look at the effect.
They won't
I
acknowledge
like their
Justin
broadcast,
Hunt.
but I like it for Fat Joe's story. You know, that's it. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised at 4. I even hate on him. I'm just surprised at even 4. But Vlad's definitely stays at 3.
Joe and Jada, you're surprised at 4, so maybe they move up or down depending on this next. We're about to reach the middle of our list. Jadakiss, Fat Joe over Charlemagne the God.
Y'all bugging, man. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Y'all bugging,
Why do you think Charlemagne is above Jada and Fat Joe?
Yo, this idea of like the Charlemagne disrespect comes from Charlemagne kind of maturing a little bit. Like Charlemagne used to be like,
Bro, Charlemagne should be number 3. Joe and Jada should be number 4. DJ Vlad should be like number 17. The one thing with Charlemagne the God I gotta give him is that he's consistent. Where he's at wow, words are hard. Where he's at with iHeartRadio, he's been consistent for over a decade. The only reason why he's not up there like that is because of the social media aspect. And I'm going to talk about Justin Hunt in a second too. Because does he deserve to be on there? Absolutely. But he needs to put in more work is the problem, right? So watch this now. With Charlemagne, what they do, because you also got to understand with hip hop media platforms, you need to consider the full package when it comes to social media, not just YouTube. You must have YouTube under your belt. It's mandatory for a hip hop media platform. You also need to be on as many social media platforms as you can be on. You don't need to be on Threads. Threads is new, but Threads is kind of useless. You got to be on Instagram. You got to be on Twitter. You got to be on Facebook. Or you should let somebody run Facebook. You got to be on, you got to have a Patreon. What other platform out there? You don't really need a Twitch or a Kick streaming service, but like, it does help. But you need to be on social media. It's absolutely mandatory. Now with Justin Hunt now, the company man, he's dominating YouTube. We can all admit that. We can all agree to that. And then now that he started the Third Verse podcast, now he's like really trying to establish himself on YouTube for sure. Cool. You also need to dominate social media. You know, what I feel like is that you should either hire people that's going to help you with your social media presence, because that will help you skyrocket, especially with the realness that he speaks. Absolutely, he should be in a conversation with a lot of these dudes, but you got to be able to work on all platforms, work for all platforms. It's difficult. It's a lot of work. That's when you start hiring team members, right? Me personally, what I think Justin Hunt should do, you have BK and you have L. You should get them to work on the social media aspect for your brand. Maybe not let them focus too much on their own YouTube channels, but have them work on your social media for you. That's going to help you put yourself into position to be on a list like this. Let's keep going. You don't need to be on Twitter. In fact, most of the people that are on Twitter aren't even on Twitter. They just set up accounts. They don't engage because it's crazy. Justin and Rob were writers, interviewers for Real News. Here's the thing, though, because a lot of news, you also got to consider this, though. When it comes to Twitter, yeah, you don't really need to be on Twitter, but a lot of news first comes through Twitter because Twitter is like the fastest platform to post on. Facebook is a dead platform. People are only there for reels. So when you post on Facebook, it's not going anywhere. When you're on Instagram, you need like a picture to post with. So now you got to find something or get a blank screen or make a story post and cool. With Twitter, that's the number one, instant. You type out something, you be on BS, you be hating, boom. Post. It's easy on Twitter. So you don't necessarily need to be active on Twitter, but you need to be there to catch everything that's going viral on Twitter. Because it comes from Twitter first, then it cycles through other social media platforms. That's how it works. Right? When I'm on Twitter, or when I see Big Zo on Twitter, when I see Quality on Twitter, when I see HHSB Crew on Twitter, when I see Rob Markman on Twitter, it's all coming from Twitter first. When we're looking at some of their reactions or some of the videos that they're posting, it's coming from Twitter first. So it's not necessarily about like, oh, I should be posting the most relatable or illest shit on Twitter. No. You got to be there to catch the news. That's the trick. Yeah, Koala. I've seen Koala react to a couple videos off of Twitter or off of like little article websites or whatever. But yeah, no, you gotta be on Twitter to catch the news.
Like this kind of rugged, like media personality, which I've even attributed a lot of my influence to, like him, Star.
Koala don't have Twitter? I swear he did. I swear I've seen him react to some things off of Twitter. Like you don't necessarily need to have a Twitter account to check out the news on Twitter. Let's not forget that. But I'm pretty sure I've seen some. For sure. I know for all the other reactors, absolutely. Including the company man too. So
even Wendy Williams to a certain extent, where, you know, they were the people's people.
For a while, yeah.
Right? They talked like they weren't famous. They talked like they didn't know these people or care to know these people. And obviously Charlamagne has gotten a lot, you know, bigger pause, like in a sense of he's now this huge, like, corporate media guy who's even entering into politics. But, man, his voice still moves stuff. Whether it's with artists, whether it's with culture, and
Koala Google.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, he's clearly number 4. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a little bit. It's still 1, 2, and 3. I still think he should be 3.
Firstly, remember this is a snapshot of the right now since we put out our last list. So obviously, all time Charlamagne has a legacied career. Mm-hmm. However, looking at that window of time, I mean, Fat Joe and Jada had, you know, they basically revealed Cole's Birthday Blizzard mixtape where he was sampling all of their tracks before it came out. That was a moment that everybody reported on of like news. I think that Charlamagne, you know, $200 million deal, historic, but like newsworthy moments, he had fewer at the same clip as Joe and Jada. That's why we have them above him.
So let me give you another reason why he's up there. So when it comes to Charlamagne, I think even with me, Joe, and the majority of even, you know, people you might even have on the list, they have lesser interviews than Charlamagne. Charlamagne's at the Breakfast Club. He has a lot of interviews that we all use for contextual clips that we get our own opinions for, or we might have opinions on. Some of those things might not be jumping off the page, but it still happens, right? Like it could be a rapper who's well, I can't remember the last one. Maybe I'm tripping.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hold on now.
Can you remember the last rapper that was on the Breakfast Club that generated a moment?
I feel like they still do though a little bit.
They have. Okay, look.
It's like, here's the problem. Charlamagne's LeBron. It's like LeBron's still averaging 25, but we look at him like, bro, you used to be jumping from the free throw line averaging 40. And because of that, we're kind of looking at him in a very different way. But like a lot of how I do content, I got to stream for 6 hours. I'm streaming for 6 hours today. Some of what I might have to react to or consider or like whatever, like that's just how the news cycle works in terms of like, you know, you want to be a guy who's current, is kind of analyzing what everybody's doing. The Breakfast Club is still in the mix. Yes, they're not the Breakfast Club back in the Ray J days, the Birdman days. He's not the abrasive host that's sniffing seats, but he's still a franchise player. You get what I'm saying? And that alone mixed with the business moves, and I know maybe like this is not a Forbes list, I get it, but mixed with both of those, yeah, he's probably not number one, but I can't put Joe and Jada, Fat Joe and Jada above Charlamagne. I can't.
Okay. Look, this is your list, so I respect it. We will put Charlamagne over Joe and Jada, so he moves up a spot. So this is your current top 5, but now we're gonna start at number 10.
No, Jordan, slow down a second. Charlamagne should move up one more to number 3 because DJ Vlad doesn't deserve to be up there. I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't care what kind of interviews he be having. He don't deserve to be up there. Like within hip hop, this dude is like an incel. It's like you're going against the grain. You're going against what is culture. Because you don't even understand this ish, bruh. That's why I don't like dude. I don't like him at all. I don't like his content. I don't like him. I don't like what he represent. I don't like nothing about him. He's a weirdo to me. Just like act, but like, what can you do, man? Shit, like it's weird.
And make our way up to the middle, and then we'll have a full re-ranked list of yours.
I feel like now I'm gonna have some problems.
Maybe. So number 10, our Jersey brother, Plaque Boy Max.
Really?
Number 9, the good brother, Ebro. Now, Max was last year number 4.
Ebro should be number 6. Unless there's another voice out there, Ebro should be number 6.
So he slid a few spots. Ebro last year was number 12. So he jumped a few spots. Talk to me.
We go from top 5 to this. Okay.
Listen.
We'll figure this out. All right. I love what Max is doing. I think Max is he's a unicorn. He's a streamer that is hip-hop oriented. He's an artist. The idea of a media personality is a very interesting thing because you could be an artist, but as long as you provide a platform and you have a voice, you essentially are not only a media platform, but you're also a personality. I think he's done a lot to kind of keep hip-hop in a visible place, especially after coming out of a year where everyone's complaining that streamers are the new rappers. And he hasn't neglected music. If anything, he's brought him in. I'm going to put him above Ebro, but the reason why I got to put... I don't even know why Ebro in the top 10. This is
You're
crazy.
bugging, bro. And look, I love Max. You're bugging. Max is my brother. I love Max. You're bugging. My brother, what?
You got him sipping Hennessy. Of course he bugging.
It's ago, you were reacting to his show, his Apple Music show.
No. I want to let you cook first. That I could do my thing. You done?
No. So you were reacting to the Rap Life podcast just a few nights ago. Yes, Ebro lost his job on Hot 97. That did happen.
Ebro work here?
Ebro does not work here. Yeah, but people act like Ebro isn't currently the global head of hip hop and R&B at Apple Music.
That's his job. Hold on. That should disqualify. Okay, so put Carl Cherry on.
Let me finish. Does Carl Cherry have a show?
Yes, he does.
A show that airs regularly.
You can't use somebody's job as a hip-hop curator. When you mention this guy's job, where does he work? It's the opinion of Apple Music. Hold on.
You don't really think Ebro is reflecting the opinions of Apple Music. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
So basically, we're giving him props because he got hired at a place that has all the power in the world.
No, I'm giving him props because you get content off of him.
No. Let's evaluate the content. Because again, if we're evaluating these guys' jobs, Charlemagne is like the big wig now over at iHeart and over at Netflix with what he got going on. But that's not what his list is based off, right?
Okay.
Joe Budden's independent. I'm independent. DJ Vlad's independent. So when we're talking about Ebro, and I'm not even here to kick his back in about him losing his job over at Hot 97. Those things don't matter. This list matters because your voice, whether it's being amplified by Complex, Hot 97, Spotify, wherever, it's gonna bleed through to the people. Now, I actually said that this guy's a professional rage baiter because no one talks about him unless he's, number one, talking about Drake. Number two, saying the absolute ridiculous thing that makes us all have to almost seemingly dick ride Drake to reaffirm the obvious. But Drake has no classics. So every media personality has to come out and say, yes, he does.
No. Because now you're going against the grain of how their system is set up. You're making it a personal thing. You don't like Ebro, I get it, but you're making it personal. You're making it weird. Ebro deserves to be higher on that list. Ebro against Blackboy Max? Yeah, cool. Blackboy Max is a streamer, also a producer and artist. That's cool. And if I'm correct, he's either Grammy nominated or he actually got a Grammy. I'm pretty sure he's Grammy nominated, if I'm correct. I don't think he got a Grammy, but if he did, hey, bro, there's not a lot of streamers that get Grammys, but bro, Blackboy Max hasn't done enough based on this list. Based on the criteria of this list, Blackboy Max has not done enough. Point blank, period. That's just what it is. All right, like.
But some could say the same about you. That's subjective. Some could say you rage bait. Okay, you say the most outlandish things to generate conversation. Some could say that.
Here's my thing. If I was a one-trick pony, like I believe he is, right, it's very clear there's two things. The Uzi moment, he's still milking it today. I was still right. No, you're not right, brother. You're wrong. You're wrong. If anything, it told us why you shouldn't even be on the list. Hip-hop gatekeepers, what you said would happen, the exact opposite happened. You're trying to cope by saying, well, you know, he says he's a rock star. Come on. These days, hip-hop looks so much different than what this guy said. If anything, it just shows over time, this guy was an idiot.
Okay, but beyond that, to that same point, I think the anniversary of him saying that was like the 10-year anniversary was a few days ago. The fact that people even have that as a tent pole shows that they still care about what he has to say.
Brother, we're not trying to reminisce. Is this list about now or like 10 years ago?
I also would say that Max took a several-month break. He's now more focused on being an artist than he is about platforming artists, which I think is totally fair.
Let me ask you a question. All right, I'm glad. And by the way, my ranking won't change. I still got Max at 9. I don't even think Ebro should be in the top 10. I'm actually a little bit perturbed by that, but it's okay. I'll ask you this. If you're a record label right now, you have an artist. I don't care what type of artist it is. It could be someone's a trap rapper. It could be a gangster rapper. It could be an emo rapper. It could be some eclectic, you know, just new style type guy. If you had one place to send them to try to get some, you know, attention or conversation about their music, would you send them to Rap Life podcast or would you send them to Blackboy Max in the booth? Yeah, just answer that question and then let's move on. Just answer that question.
You got that one.
I think we should move on.
I wish he did more in the booths. That's all I'm saying.
I think we should move on.
As of right now, he just hasn't done enough. But I respect it. I still love my brother Max. Yes, Max will move above Ebro. Never.
You either blazing Ebro or you hating on Max.
Nah, never. Okay, so the next, right?
We should have pulled up 11 because I don't know.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's get into the next spot on our list. This is our 8th spot. Speaking of Twitter pages, this is the first year we've...
Blackboy Max is not above Kirko whatsoever. No way. Kirko is crazy.
Our 8th spot. Speaking of Twitter pages, this is the first year we've included accounts or not just singular people. What do you think, just off initial reaction of a Twitter account being in a top 10 hip hop media power ranking?
I'm cool with Twitter or some type of entity being on the list, not above Max. Kirko, I think they do a pretty good job. Always timely. They do tweet out many major moments when it comes to music.
Tell them, Noah.
You know, maybe an interview moment that maybe people miss. Maybe it's like upcoming music, whatever, snippets, cool. Here's a problem, and this is where we have to start figuring out, maybe we just need more lists. And I know I'm at the place where it's complex. y'all got all the list. You feel what I'm saying? Don't just lump everybody on the same list. Just make a new list, brother. Y'all can make the Twitter page list. That's the thing. If I don't believe there's a human or there is an opinion or there is a POV behind something, I don't know if it's a bot or I don't know if it's labeled completely financed. And I'm not saying that, you know.
Complex about to have a Twitter account list. Watch. Because, yo, I ain't going to lie. Akademiks is low-key right. With what Kirko does on Twitter is substantial. I can happily agree with that. I've never seen his face before a day in my life. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's real. That's valid. But in terms of Kirko against Black Boy Max right now, I'm still going with Kirko. I've seen way too much come from Kirko, and I haven't even heard anything from Black Boy Max in months.
Oh, maybe
What's
people aren't
good,
influenced,
J-Tom?
but
We got a
you
scholar
can't
in the
just give me
chat.
an entity and say, hey, you know, because at this
That's
point,
true, Alex.
why we don't
He
have
is
Fear Buck and
accepting
Scuba
payroll.
Ryan on here, and you know, shoot, I love our generation. What about Kids Takeover? Shoot, like there's a lot of entities that they do a really good job, and I've had this
His
conversation
Robin
with
costume.
Adam 22. I always thought that you guys ranked him wrong. Maybe as a media personality, you could rank him because y'all always ranked him like 20 or like in the top 25. And
I
I
don't
said,
think he's on the list this year.
okay, even if he's
Good.
not on the list, I don't believe you could have a platform, hip hop platform conversation, which I think that should be a list. On a hip hop platform conversation, Kirko's on it, 100%. If you told me top 10, of course.
Well, look, that's what platforms like On the Radar is also on
Yeah,
somewhere
but
on
Gabe
this.
P is like there's a face and at least there's a humanistic element to that that could be like.
I wouldn't include Kirko as a media personality, which is why he's included with it. I think Akademiks is trying to make it a media personality list only, which is why he's trying to discredit Kirko. But everybody on here is a media personality except Kirko. Like Kirko's a platform on a website. It's an account. So
Like, okay, this is the soul of it. Because again, we're getting into this time with AI. We don't know what's what. You had to see it. If you say you ain't see it, man, you lying now, all right? You ain't see the shit that happened last year when we were finding out that all them X accounts, them niggas from Sri Lanka, them niggas from Dubai.
Yes,
Yo, how am I get my hip hop opinion from like a nigga who's like, nigga in Mozambique? Like, yo, bro, how you gonna tell me what's popping in New York? So again, Kirko, I don't even know if they're based in the US. Again, if there was a face to it and that's their platform, right? Like, say cheese. Say cheese to me is valid because we know the POV where that's coming from. Sean Cotton, he's a
Right,
guy who's
Alex?
always been like
For real.
Louisiana, Texas,
God forbid.
you know, that area. We get it. But when it comes to Kirko, like if I have to say that they're top 10, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know mad pages that's really more lit. Kirko's 30 times more lit than Ebro. Just remove mad other niggas, it's gonna be me. Matter of fact, put my nigga Grand Wizard on there. Me, Grand Wizard.
what?
Kirko.
Nah. Put my dude Grand Wizard. I dare Complex to put Grand Wizard on that list. That whole list needs to be burned down. Put Grand Wizard on that list. The whole list need to be burned down. After what we've learned about Grand Wizard, that racist, you want to put a racist on the list? I dare Complex to do that. Are you crazy?
Max, and a bunch of other Twitter pages. 'Cause we don't have a list at that point. Or in Joe Buntu.
First, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can still report on hip hop news. Like Kirko,
But how could they be on a media personality list when what's the personality?
this one,
Alex, remember Grand Wizard was brought up in one of the lawsuits with Drake and Aiden Ross for the whole gambling and stake situation. So just remember that part.
the reason we started to include
I got paid.
No,
Like
you
you
can't talk about getting paid.
No, I'm always honest.
All right, so
always honest.
we didn't get paid, but
So the record labels pay them to promote. Record labels pay me. They probably pay a Complex too. But
Whoa, wait. Run that back for me, brother.
this one, the reason we started to include
I got paid.
No, You can't talk about getting paid.
No, I'm always honest.
All right.
I'm always honest.
We didn't get paid, but
No, the record labels pay them to promote. Record labels pay me. They probably pay a complex too. But what I'm saying is that this is what this list is to me.
Again? So we're just going to admit to the payola again? This is what I'm talking about with hip-hop media platforms. They're purchasable. That's why hip-hop is in the state it's in today, because it's purchasable hip-hop media platforms that's ruining the conversation with lies and deceitful bullshit. You just going to admit to it again? That's crazy.
hey,
I'm
so
always honest.
we didn't get paid, but
No, the record labels pay them to promote. Record labels pay me. They probably pay a complex too. But what I'm saying is that this is what this list is to me, right?
There you
'Cause
go.
said at the beginning.
Alex, you right?
Oh, Joe said this.
So because there's no more record stores and nobody really watches TV, record companies have to find a way to promote artists, and it used to be that way. It used to be that they would pay radio stations to play a song multiple times, so it's not really different with streaming. There's a certain level of acceptance. I can understand what was already set. The issue is that they're abusing that today to the point where it doesn't even look fair anymore. It's like everybody has, like, the only way for you to be a poppin' artist, you gotta get signed. You got to play by the rules. You got to put out the songs they want to hear. And then for some miraculous way, they're going to pay for you. They're going to put in money on you so that they can put you in position to be successful. In other words, pay to play. They turn hip hop into gaming. Pay to play is something that is considered that's like a term in gaming. Like, it's like it's pay to win in a sense. You pay for this god tier or S tier weapon that can mow down anybody in a shootout, and you're gonna consistently win. Pay to play, pay to win. That's what hip hop's looking like today. Me no likey.
What I'm saying is that this is what this list is to me, right? Because you said at the beginning. Oh, Joe said this. Oh, me and my homies been talking a lot of time, but like, yeah, and they'd be like, yo, you heard what Joe said? And I'll debate it with them. Yo, you heard what Charlamagne said?
A term when you hire a prostitute is crazy. Alex, I agree with your point, especially the second part where it's like, but at the end of the day, the public will either like something or it won't, no matter how much you try to shove it down their throats. The game is rigged, and not just in music. You are absolutely correct. But Alex, you remember this guy right here?
I am done hiding my real opinion about Michael Jackson.
You remember this guy right here? Listen, let me tell you something. There's not one of him. There is many of him. How many likes did this post get? About 6,000 likes. If I'm correct, this post had about 240,000 views. This is crazy. That's why I listen to underground artists. Absolutely agree with you. He's not going to go viral for any of the right reasons. Exactly, but he's not going to go viral for any of the right reasons, but he's going viral. A lot of people would look at virality as fact. A lot of idiotic people would look at virality as fact. Let's make that clear. Especially on social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter. Right? The public does have common sense. But if you present enough lies in their face, eventually they're going to start to believe. And then when it comes down to mental conditioning, with consistently feeding people BS, then eventually they're going to come to like something that they probably shouldn't be liking. And we see that in music today, and of course in other areas outside of music and media. So half the time it's not even us. It's just like people, it's just impressionable minds. That's what it comes down to. It's crazy. Did you not realize who our president is? Yeah, no, you're right.
I'll debate it with them. Oh, you seen that Vlad interview? I'll debate it with them, right? Ebro, not so much. I'm not talking about that bump. But
Wow.
I've never been in a conversation be like, yo, Kirko said, and that's not a disrespect to them. They're a platform to me, not a media personality. Flip them.
So now Max is sliding up. You know, I love to see a Jersey.
I hope they don't think I'm hating on him because me and him
No,
have a back and
no,
forth
no.
real quick.
Hey, look,
I'm not hating. It's just
the last beat on Kirkle that I'll say is that the reason why we had them in the top 10 is because oftentimes in streams with yours of others, you would have a Kirkle tweet that they're spread the news that they're spreading as
platform.
the fuel.
We used to go to MTV News for that. We used to go to MTV
Sure.
accounts. We used to go to Source. You know what I mean? But
Hey, funny enough, Judy, I think that video is I got that video right here with the Ville. Funny enough, DJ Whocat says hip hop sales miss Drake's output. So funny enough, I had it too. Like it's on the list. So I get what you're saying.
at these times we're going to Kirk.
So there is a power in that. I understand you're getting caught up in the personality component of it, but I think a lot of what this list is about isn't necessarily just the color commentary, but just like, if they are reporting something, do we take it as fact? And Kirko is one of those platforms that we take as if they're tweeting it, we believe it. And there's a power in that. Anyway.
If I knew who they were, maybe I would be fair.
If they tweet it, we believe it.
I know who Kirko is.
Facerville.
He's never going to reveal his face.
Well, I don't think it's a he. I think it's a company.
It is a he. I've met Kirko.
You've never met.
You've met
Kirko. You're a liar.
Kirko when
Show
they.
me Kirko.
I'm not going to show you Kirko for the sake
So
of
Kirko is a real person.
Yes.
His
he's a
name
real
is Kirk?
person. No, that's not his name. Anyway, this is your list. So this isn't mine. This is yours. Our number 7 spot. Your good brothers.
Oh shit.
Shout out to Roy and Mo, man.
Man, throw this list away, bro.
Bugging. So let me give the case.
Are y'all serious?
Before your bias comes in, let me.
Yo, Kirko, my bad. You could go. You can move up. Yo, what?
Take your sip before your bias steps in. Let me explain why they're at number 7.
I know that's alcohol. That's his favorite drink, Hennessy.
Now, last year, Rory and Maul were at number 9, so they moved up a few spots, mainly because, similar to yourself, Maul has been looked at as a legitimate source for Drake news because he is also close with Drake. So in this extended...
Get rid of this guy. Alex, you got a point. I don't see why people listen to Ak. Okay, J-Tom, here's the biggest issue with Akademiks. Everybody and their mama want him out of here. But the biggest problem with Akademiks, and it's honestly his superpower, Akademiks devotes his time to posting anything and everything about what's going on in today's alleged hip-hop. Everybody's getting the news from Akademiks. Everybody's getting the information from Akademiks. When you go on Instagram and you go under any of Akademiks' pages, it's nothing but news, viral moments, and just information that's being shared. And then what happens is that other pages, and honestly, a lot of laziness from other accounts is the reason why Akademiks is the number 1, unfortunately. Because with delivering news on all platforms, a lot of people are not doing it at the level Akademiks is doing. And that's the dark reality when it comes to him, which is why he hasn't gone anywhere yet. Think about all the things that's happened in the past, including the allegations. On paper, he should be out of here, but he's still here. He's capping half the time. We know. Judy, we know, because he's getting paid. We know. Like, it's unfortunate. Don't talk about Marlon for the act. That's hilarious. Every single thing that he predicts is wrong. Not everything. And at the same time, you got to remember these kids, bro. These kids are really tapping in with Akademiks' platforms. It's tapping in with Akademiks' social media accounts. A lot of these kids don't know shit about what's going on out there. But they like the fact that Akademiks has all the news in rap. That's what they like. The only thing that's above Akademiks is TMZ. That's it. Let's keep it tall. Like, that's the only thing above Akademiks is TMZ. There needs to be another page that will devote their time to just nothing but hip hop, nothing but rap, and all the news that's going on in rap. If there's another person that's putting in work at the level Akademiks is doing it at, you can get Akademiks out of here for sure. Absolutely. That's right, kids. I know, J Tom. I know. He's definitely touching them kids. Jesus Christ. What's good, Shadow? Holy. I just can't get past this guy's hair. Which one? Jordan or Ak? Because all Ak has is just braids. That's all Akademiks has. He just had braids. Jordan is the representative of Complex. When you think Complex, Jordan's face comes up. So, it is what it is at that point. Let me put my phone to charge. Jordan, yeah, Jordan was speedy. Or no, yeah, Jordan was speedy. Because at the same time how we have Jordan now, once upon a time it was Speedy. And Speedy used to be that guy. Like, it was, like, the thing about Speedy is that he had a voice. Jordan, I feel like he's following the rubric. I feel like that's what's going on with Jordan. Jordan really doesn't have a voice too much. I feel like he's just following what's given to him. He's just following the rubric. He's following the lesson plan. And he's just going with what's on paper. That's what I think Jordan is. Jordan has no edges is crazy. Let me just play this video, bro.
Period of time we've been waiting for this album. He says something.
Are y'all rage baiting me or no?
This is real. This is real. And could you, like, bias aside, beat that ass. When Mo says something, it's reported as if it's fact, or as at least it's reported on. Is that not true?
Yo, can I get some more to drink? Like, real talk. Like, I ain't gonna lie. These niggas is wild enough.
We'll take it beat by beat. But first,
just put some.
So look, let's take this one beat at a time. All right. Like I said, when Maul says something about Drake, it creates a news cycle. Yes or no? Let's just start there. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. That in and of itself is power. Yes or no?
Yeah.
More power, I would say, than the people who are below them.
No.
Kirko doesn't create news based on new information. That's not
true.
No one below them have generated the same frequency of news. Even before Cole dropped, Maul said that someone big is going to drop within the next week or two. And literally, I made a video about it.
Broken clock theory.
Explain.
Let me just explain where I think y'all niggas is bugging the fuck out. So, who was number one last year? Was Big Ak?
No, it was Kai.
It was Kai? What the fuck? Anyway.
Yeah.
What was it year before?
Yeah, I think year before was you.
Exactly. Okay. That's my point. When I got awarded number one spot based on everything I was doing, we're coming off of the Drake.
See, Alex, I love that you said that. You got to remember what I said earlier. All motion through Complex's eyes is good motion, regardless if it's good or bad. Another way to say it is that all motion is good motion, regardless if they're telling the truth or lying. What Complex sees is engagement. That's what they're looking at. That's what these lists are based off of. When it comes to Complex, the one thing I always keep in mind is that they're always looking at the engagement. They're looking at the numbers. All right? Now, you got to keep in mind, if you have the numbers, but the numbers are based off of a lie, that doesn't matter to Complex because they're still looking at the numbers at the end of the day. You would have 1 million people look at your posts, 1 million people engage with your posts, but you be telling a bold-faced lie. To Complex, it's like, he got 1 million people look at his posts. The way Complex sees it, I believe they're looking at how they can control engagement or how they control traffic, in a sense. And that's the flaw with Complex right now.
And Kendrick beef that everybody in the world cared about is the biggest beef ever. And based on how I was interjected into the situation and whatever, my proximity to whatever, or me getting mentioned on these records or me getting sampled, fine. That to me was a very worthy
Like the New York
acknowledgement of everyone in the culture. It's been 2 fucking years now, okay? You're telling me that because this motherfucker still talks to Drake, he's just top 10?
That's not.
Come on, that's dick riding.
That's-
Yo, brother, listen, everybody used to talk to Drake. Drake just cut everybody off. I can't really name their accolades outside of that. You said, oh, well, you know, he kind of like speculated about Cole. He was wrong. So there's nothing he's been right about except Drake. And this new, like, oh, Drake is my man thing came out after the battle. It's 2 years old, brother. I talked to Drake yesterday. Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Unfortunately,
you gotta start putting up points.
No, if something that you say creates enough noise and attention when people
mad
report it,
jelly.
that's power. Right or wrong, whether he was right or wrong in his reporting, people still reported what he said. That is power.
That's where there's a disagreement with me.
Okay.
Right? Because I mentioned a thing about those pages that might just say anything, right? And by the way, let's be very clear. One of those pages, they put out something that people thought was close to being true. But they're a fake page.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everything this guy says is fake. What I'm saying is that with acknowledging that he has some association with Drake, I have some association with Drake. If he said Drake told him something, I wouldn't say he's a liar. But you can't tell me that a dude is gonna be on the All-Star team or he's gonna be on the first fucking the first team at the end of the year, and it says, what did he do? When you look at me, I'm putting up, listen, every year, even this year, I'm like, I gotta put up 70. I'm moving around. This guy, again, and obviously I don't fuck with him. I'm also objective. They deserve.
I don't like them chains around Akademiks' neck. I just noticed that. I don't like them chains. First of all, that's not even 2 chains. That's 1 chain wrapped around his neck twice. I don't like that setup, bro. Stop lying to me. This nigga, he went to the jeweler and bought rope. This nigga, he bought rope. He brought a chain long enough that's gonna wrap around his neck twice and dangle a little bit to make it look like he got 2 chains. Jesus.
To be on there the year that the battle was there. If I'm still getting accolades for the battles, I'm not that good of a media personality. Cut that out. That shit is done. Yo, you being cool with Drake, congratulations. Everybody else, like, who cares? Tell me a Mealy Mall or Ruri opinion beyond anything that, oh, Drake said this to me that you care about. Do they like something? Do they hate something? Do they have any other opinion that you've ever seen people care about? And that's my thing. They qualified for the list 2 years ago. That's the battle era. We're 2 years posted. And you're saying a motherfucker is top 10 just because he still talks to one of these guys? These guys have to have opinions. Break news. Again, you could break news, obviously, with the guy you're cool with. But what outside of that you do?
So you're saying that the Drake of it all shouldn't be their only qualifying factor. And I can agree with that. That is a valid point. However,
because if that's what it is,
it's not.
If that's what it is, I'm the greatest media personality of all time. If that's what it is,
it's not just that.
And I don't think that. Listen,
also,
with all due respect to Drake, even this whole album cycle, and I said this publicly, I'm keeping myself out. I don't want to report. No, I want to be a fan. I don't want to be the media personality that's just a Drake media personality. What the fuck? You can't be a legend just riding another nigga's back.
Listen, also, faulty comparison because you keep comparing them to you. And
we're
that's
on the same list.
You're 1, they're 7.
Bro,
what the fuck are we talking about?
Bro, I slipped down to 7. I slipped down like 1 year. I don't really do. Bro, we're on the same list.
Look, at the end of the day, this is your list that we're ranking.
You gotta put up numbers.
The only thing I'm trying to do
when I think about Vlad, I got mad moments.
Take your bias out of it. No. Think about this. These two guys.
I'm asking you questions, so you tell me.
They signed a Netflix deal. They're on Netflix right now. They're not on YouTube.
Talking about Charlamagne, $200 million.
No. You think they got that deal?
Have you watched him on Netflix?
Of course not. No disrespect to my good brothers Roy and Maul.
Nah, you can disrespect them.
Disrespect to my good brothers Roy and Maul. I'm not gonna go to a different platform. As a whole, that's a different issue. What I'm saying is they didn't get that deal off the strength of Maul's relationship with Drake. Beyond that. Beyond their music opinion commentary, they still have entertaining enough commentary to people beyond yourself that helps them generate views on a weekly basis that beyond the battle help them remain relevant? Yes or no?
Yeah, hold on. Respectfully to you, maybe you're not the person I should have this conversation with.
I'm asking you, like, where are their numbers down? That's what I'm asking you.
Their numbers are up from when they were like starving before Drake and them battled. But in reality, if we're talking about all the
like
people
listening
who
to
are
Fox
top
News.
tier podcasters or media personalities, they're not in the top 10. I'm with objectivity. You see, when you got Vlad on there, I know Vlad is hitting them for 30 million on YouTube every month. I know what it is.
That's
with
why Vlad is top 3.
I only bring him down a bit because I said his voice don't make shit shake like a nigga like Joe. So if Joe got 15, that's better than that 30, respectfully. If I got 15, 20, that's better than that 30, respectfully. Okay. Our voice is thunder. When you see thunder, you know lightning is there. Them boys, we don't talk about them. We don't talk about him.
We got to keep it moving. Max over Rory and Mal.
Facts.
He's locked in, chat. Which brings us to our last spot. Max and the good man, Anthony.
Oh my
Fantano,
God.
The last music reviewer, stating the reason.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yo, I'm sick. What? Anthony Fantano is crazy.
He is in our top 10 is because in a constantly evolving hip-hop media ecosystem, commentators are often valued more than critics. We see that everywhere. Fantano, to his credit, has been able to maintain a position in this space strictly off of reviewing music. Something that most, if not everyone on this list, does not do at the same frequency or with actual criteria and numbering like he does. That's why he's in our top 10. Do you think that we got this right?
That's got all my ops on.
Act Bussy starting to hurt is hilarious. Oh my God. So the racist shit Rory was talking about live and how much traction he got, they should be number 1. Remember, all motion, regardless if it's good or bad, through Complex's eyes is good motion. Remember that part. It's like Complex is looking at everything as if it's neutral. They just care about the numbers. That's what Complex is doing.
Yeah, that's like, I see why y'all see your IQ coming. I got y'all though.
Just take the bias out for a second, Ak.
I always
I
take
know,
the bias
Alex,
out. Like everything I
know.
told you was unbiased.
Cap, but
I'll say, I'll agree with this. So as much as I don't fuck with this nigga, like, you know what I mean? I really like, you like when woke haters, but I'll agree with this in terms of he does have a influence.
Wait, hold on. I thought I heard something before. Hold on, my fault.
that's right.
That's got all my ops on here. That's like, I see why y'all see your IQ coming. I got y'all though.
Just take the bias out for a second, Ak.
I always take the bias out. Like everything I told you was unbiased.
Cap, but
I'll say,
Facts.
I'll agree with this. So as much as I don't fuck with this nigga, like, you know what I mean? I really like, you like when woke haters, but I'll agree with this in terms of he does have a influence. I could be objective enough to say this is actually accurate. I would have him at 6 and have, you know, Platboy Max at 7. I do believe that
Alex, I don't agree. I don't disagree with your point, but the problem is that who's gonna challenge Complex? The same thing with Judy. I got a similar question for Judy. Why they even give him the stage to yap? Because it's driving engagement, right? This is what Complex do. They come down here, they look at this, they look at this, they look at this, and they said we did good today. Because this came out yesterday? They look at all this info and said we did good today. That's all Complex is doing. Who's challenging Complex? There's not a soul on planet Earth that has a conglomerate even close to what Complex is doing right now. I have not seen anything oppose Complex. I ain't seen nobody else with no convention. All right, there was no Complex convention anywhere. or not Complex convention, but there's nothing that's like a convention outside of Complex anywhere, aside from SneakerCon. But that's strictly for shoes. I haven't seen a media page that has something for music, sports, entertainment, news, overall entertainment. I have not seen any platform do that ever. That's the thing. Nobody is challenging Complex, which is why Complex is doing what they want to do. They come here, they see that they're almost at 7 million subscribers. They come down here, they see after one day they got 40K views with 400 plus comments. They said, yeah, we did good today. That's all they're doing.
That in a space where being
GQ?
critics,
Hell no. Hell no. GQ is, I'm sorry, and I like GQ. Barely. Because that Jay-Z interview, I don't like that shit. GQ is nothing close to Complex. Complex came in and they just stuck to the culture to the point where they can try to dictate and trying to change things around now. I hate, but there's nothing out there that's topping them right now. I'm sorry. Complex is doing a lot of work, and I have to respect it, but I don't like some of these conversations they're putting together. Rolling Stone,
someone
nope.
who,
Nope.
you know, has to, again, remember I told you with the Kirko debate, I don't fuck with this thing. I don't like nothing about him. I don't like his glasses, that
GQ is way above Rolling Stone, too.
Hitler, whatever he got. I don't like nothing about him, dog. I don't like I don't like that shirt. I don't like the little whiskers under his chin. I don't like nothing. I don't like him balding. I hope Turkey banned him. I don't like nothing about him. But I could appreciate like the influence and the fact that whatever.
Hey, Shadow, what the second interview that Jay-Z did talking about the industry, talking about songwriting, that interview that he did should have been the interview on GQ. Whatever he did with Dude, you should have that as something separate, because they were trying to attempt to capture an audience and it went left. It didn't work for them. The second interview was far better than the first interview. GQ should have capitalized on that moment. But they I think it was New York Times that got the interview with Jay-Z. If I'm correct, I could be wrong. But that second one should have been the definitive interview for GQ. They fumbled the bag on that one heavy. Dot flow.
Whatever he's putting out, it does make some waves and it's influential, but it's his POV. I'd agree.
So, okay, we finally getting somewhere. Fantano remains, and now we have your... All right, now we have your almost completed. This is what it looks like right now, and now we get into the power plays. Starting with overrated, where you could take an entry in the top 5 and bring them into the bottom 5. Anyone up here that you think should be down there?
I'm rocking with this list.
Okay, so you're locked. Your top 5 is locked in.
Yeah,
okay.
I have Fantano. I would have nightmares with this bitch.
Well, the next is hot swap, where you could switch any 2 positions.
Yeah, with all due respect, and everybody know, and he know it too. Why you shaking?
And whenever someone says with all due respect,
it's because I don't think he's gonna be mad anyway.
Okay,
I'm putting Charlemagne up here.
So you're flipping Charlemagne and
Good.
Vlad. Now get into why.
Take Vlad off the list though. Charlemagne should be 3. I agree.
Why you think those 2 should be switched?
We've had a great discussion here, and we've kind of realized it's not just about hip hop opinion. It's like a mix of things, and I want to really be clear. I still think Charlemagne is one of the best and most powerful and most influential media personalities out there. Not because my boy played on the Lakers and he's 40. I mean, he not that guy. He the GOAT. But, you know, Vlad, as I said, I think Vlad has an amazing platform, probably one of the best at this point. But I don't feel comfortable with saying that if Vlad said A and Charlemagne said A, what Vlad said, not only for me, but the culture is going to move people a certain way. I'm going with Charlemagne, so I would do that switch.
Now, your last power play, this is the one I think you've been waiting for the most, the big snub, where you can bring someone into the top 10 who is on our larger list. Who on this list do you think should be brought into the top 10, if any? And whoever you bring in, that 10 spot that you have will drop out.
That's Ebro, right? Get that nigga out of here, man.
Oh my God.
You know, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, and this is not no trolling. And I'm down to debate this too. I'm going back to what you said initially. This is a snapshot in time based on, like, you know, especially what's been happening over the last year. Let me just speak to some of these people before I pick my pick. So Kai Cenat, I think you've even rejected the idea.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's do this real quick. Okay. On the radar, Kai Cenat, Big Bank, Nardwall, Neon, Shannon Sharp, Bootleg Kev, Gillian Wallow, Cameron, Lauren LaRosa, Trap Lore Ross. Okay. On the radar as number 11. That's interesting. It's valid. That's tough. Because you got Cameron as 19. Bootleg Kev as 17. Shannon Sharp, I do not care for. Gillian Wallow, Gillian, no. Lauren LaRosa, there's no women in the top 10. Damn. Nardwar, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's crazy. I know. Like, Lauren LaRosa should be up there because she be working with Charlemagne too. But in terms of developing her own voice, she still has some more work to do. And on top of that, she's attached to the Breakfast Club. So to look at, it's tough. To look at the Breakfast Club, you got to look at Charlemagne. Charlemagne is the face of the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa has been helping Charlemagne. Lauren LaRosa needs to do her own work outside of what she's doing at the Breakfast Club, which is why she's number 20. I would love to see Lauren LaRosa move up this list. I would love to see her in the top 10 because with the work she puts in, she deserves it. Out of all the media like entities out there, she deserves it. Nadeska is another one. Nadeska deserves to be on this list too. Nadeska should at least be in the top 20 for sure. I would happily give her that. I would move Cameron and Bootleg Kev up to 11 and 12. Kai Cenat dipped out. Kai Cenat working on his fashion brand, and you know what? I respect it as someone that cares about fashion too, that once upon a time had my own fashion brand. It still exists, by the way, but it's just like to get samples from Alibaba. The shipping is like $200 on some $5 shirts. I'm not paying those prices. I'm sorry. Neon just live streams, and half the time Iggy Azalea be on his live stream or other corn stars. So Neon should not even be on the list, to be honest. Trap Lore Ross, you should move that dude up to like top 30 or something. I would move up Cameron and Bootleg Kev for sure. Cameron deserves to be in the top 10, low key. Bootleg Kev definitely should be outside the top 10. Get Shannon Sharp off. Get Trap Lore Ross off. On the radar should be like around 15. Get Neon off. Gillian Wallow should be like 20. And then you can start to put in other names. He's 50 Cent. Damn, that's Shannon Sharp age? That's crazy. Don't do Shannon. We know why there's no woman on the top 10 because men don't listen to women. We know this. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They always make the woman be the sidecar or the voice of reason, like mom in the group who has control of the children. That's valid. How old is Shannon Sharp? Yeah, he old as shit. Whenever Shannon goes live, there's always a corn star, Snow Bunny with him. Yeah. Shannon still has a job somehow. Hey, Shannon has his podcast. That's how he's eating right now. That's his podcast.
In like a hip hop media personality, you're a great streamer, you're an influencer, but you're actually going out your way not to be like a hip hop tastemaker or a media personality. I'll oblige you with not even putting you on this list, at least in my top 10. Listen, I wake up in cold sweats at 3 a.m. sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get up at 7 a.m. every morning. I work daily. Like this, I ain't gonna lie to you. I look confident. Ain't no nigga work harder than me. And the same thing with Joe. That boy worked like a slave. Everybody who's really locked into this, they really are going hard. So with all due respect to Kai, I know he works.
Bro, I wish I could wake up 7 a.m. to run this shit, bro. The only reason, like, it's tough because with YouTube, if I'm just running off of YouTube, it's so difficult. Like, this is what I'm so reluctant to posting on social media because I know on YouTube I'm safe. On social media, I'm going to get killed. I'm going to get unalived on social media with the takes I have. Because a lot of people don't comprehend what's going on in the music industry. And I can really deliver facts and information that can really save artists. But there's idiots out there that's going to disagree with me. And if artists come by and look at my content, they're going to see a bunch of people disagreeing with me and say, oh, nah, this nigga on bullshit. This nigga don't know what he's talking about. Because I have so many people disagreeing with me in the comments, which is why I'm so reluctant to post on social media, bro. Like, I promise you, like, like, it's hard for me to post on social media. Like, I'm so reluctant to making content on social media. It's not even a joke. Like, it's actually stressing me out half the time. Because I know I got to make posts on Instagram and Twitter and all that. And in TikTok especially. But I'm so reluctant. I'm just, it's tough. If you make me agree with Dr. Umar, you're forever an enemy to me. Don't ever make me side with that man because you're on the food. That's why they have people to do it for them. That's so valid. I wish I can pay people, man. I wish I can pay people to help me with social media, but I can't. I literally work like 2-3 part-time jobs, and it's still not enough money. And then I'm here on YouTube. It's not enough. Like, I'm actually stressed out half the time doing this shit, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I don't get it half the time, bro. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I got to figure it out.
Super hard, but it's not for just the betterment of hip hop or just to be focused on this. And that's why I'm going to, like, put him away. Yo, Cam, I love you. Shout out to Gillian Wallow. Shannon Sharp, I think you have a great situation, but I'm not going to put you in that top 10 because you're not focused, especially on hip hop, even though you do interview a lot of hip hop people.
Nori, Drink Champs. John and who? Jim Jones. Hell, Jim Jones should be in the top 50. What the hell? DJ Head and Gina Views? Nah, they should move up to at least in the top 15. To put Gina Head, To put Gina Views and DJ Head up there is crazy. Underground Sound, Elliot Wilson, The Kid Mero.
Shout out to my man Elliot Wilson. I know you just went through some surgery. I love you, Kid Mero. You're a bum ass nigga.
Damn.
What the fuck Mero do?
I think Hot 97 got a curse. It's like the Knicks. They can't win. So they got rid of some losers. They got another loser.
Wow.
I love you, but I think I do know who I'm picking. I got to go with Big Bang. I think Big Bang gave some of the dopest moments in this year of the conversations that were continually reoccurring. He sat with people. I had even a personal conversation with him, and I told him it was going to tell me everything about him as someone who's, he comes from like that Atlanta street nigga, like whatever, or is he a media personality? I said, you're starting discussions based on the people who are comfortable interviewing with you. Will you continue those discussions by interviewing the other side? And that was important. Are you going to be...
In all honesty, I would have chose Cameron. In all honesty, I would have chose Cameron easy. I would have chose Cameron no problem. Big Bank is crazy. Because he sat down with Young Thug. Whoop-de-doo. Gina had
be honest, or you're gonna be just happy that you got an interview, or you're gonna tell you the truth in what you really think, as opposed to look at the views and say, well, I can't call him out on this because this is what it is. I think Big Bank is a power player that, in my opinion, deserves a top 10 mention this year. He was phenomenal, handling that Thug situation with Savage. I seen him with Woody. He has a bunch of other more like interviews where, when it comes to like down south, especially Atlanta, imagine not having a
I guarantee you, next year Big Bank is gonna fall off. Facts.
like Taxstone and having like someone smart but still street, stands on business, understands stuff mentally, like really sharp, but also a little bit of OG. That's Big Bank. Respectfully, put him at 5. Yo, Big Bank, I got you at 5. You did your thing.
At
Like,
5?
I spent most of my time breaking out Big Bang shit.
I do agree. I think that he had a lot of really massive moments. That Thug interview, that Savage interview.
Can he keep it up? I don't know.
No.
All right, so this is your top 10 hip hop media power ranking. I want you to look it over one more time.
Who's that? Yo, we got. What your name? Zigo? Yo, Zigo, I appreciate you for the follow, gang. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Damn, bro, that's crazy. Hold on, let me look at this list. So you got DJ Akademiks, you got Joe Budden, Charlamagne the God, DJ Vlad, Big Bang. That makes no sense to me. Jadakiss and Fat Joe, Anthony Fantano, Black Boy Max, Rory Amal, and Kirko. Boy, this list is stressing me out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You can't change anything, but how do you feel now that you've re-ranked our list?
I would react to foreign music if it's nice, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you got that shit, hey, bro, what's up?
The next time y'all put out top 20 without my man Poetic Flacco or Whack 100, and I know they're in a little bit different space.
Okay.
But if we're talking about these things, they cause a lot of conversation.
Well, Ak, congratulations on being ranked number 1 on our Hip Hop Media Power Ranking 2026. You hold the crown this year. How does that feel?
I want to say I appreciate not only you guys, but I appreciate the audience and everybody who consumes the content. I understand that me being number 1 is me being a placeholder in an ecosystem that's very valuable. And I've always acknowledged that. And I know a lot of people, sometimes if they're not included on the list, they're a little bit upset about it. This signifies sacrifice. It signifies a lot of people who have went the, non-traditional route to kind of gain their voice, honed an audience over many years, taking risks, and even sometimes, the proverbial putting your foot in your mouth. And, these are the people who help shape not only the conversation, but help shape what these artists are doing. And it's a synergy. Without the artists, without the music, without the backdrop of culture, we can't do what we're doing. Right? Because again, if I was to sit on stream all day and talk about what's going on in Iran or talk about what's going on in the stock market.
What genre do I like the most? Rap, R&B, that's it.
I wouldn't be that popular. Same with Joe Budden, Charlamagne. So it's all, there's a synergy to it. And at any moment that I'm acknowledged, whether 1, 2, 3, 4, hopefully I don't get below that. I do want to say I appreciate it and things are complex. Trust me. 2 years ago, when you guys gave me number 1, every day I got up and I'm like, am I representing what I felt the most popular, the most influential media personality should be doing? If that's the case this year too, I'm down to put the same pressure on myself, but the pressure should be on the field.
Heavy is the head. So, Ak, that is your list. You can check out our list on Complex.com. And if you want to enjoy the re-rank experience yourself, download the Complex app and re-rank this list at home with your friends and share with us so we can see how you did. All right? But that's all for this episode. For Complex, I'm Jordan Rose. Peace.
Complex did what they needed to do with this one. I know Tiff said, Charles said they made this list to piss people off. Girl, that's what rage bait is. When I say rage bait, I'm pretty much saying the same thing as pissed off. I'm just using the actual term. Like, that's all it is. Like, this is straight rage bait. Akademiks said Big Bank should be number 5. That's complete bullshit. Dude came out of nowhere, had about 3 interviews that did good for him. There's no way he can repeat that again next year. It's bullshit. It's literally bullshit. Like, that's literally rage bait. Taking Big Bank and putting him in the top 5? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy just off of 3 interviews. Hell no. Hell nah, bro. That is not, no. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane to me, bro. But, you know, Complex, you did what you needed to do. So, it's cool. It's cool. W Complex. But I don't think Akademiks should have been the number 1. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nah. Nope. So, is what it is at that point. My thing about it though is I need more people to understand when they make lists like this, it's to create engagement. This is not a definitive list. And they proved that it's not a definitive list by having the show based off of the list called the re-rank. If they're making a show called re-rank based on a possible list, or not a possible list, just based off of a list they put together, that means that's not even a definitive list. And if they re-rank the list, they're re-ranking it based off of personal opinion. That's also not a definitive list. So, no, like, this is not the list for hip-hop media platforms at all. So, I need more people to understand that. This is literally here to create conversation and to create rage bait. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. The more people realize that is the less power Complex will have. But you got to understand, the reason why Complex is complex today is because a lot of people don't understand what's going on in front of them. They're just going with the flow. They're just going with the show. Which is why Complex is doing what Complex wants to do. That's the power Complex has granted. Because nobody understands what's going on whatsoever that's literally happening in front of them. That makes all these other companies out here start to create narratives. Because people don't know, they're going to lie to your face and say it's true. That's what's going on. The more people these lists are for, is the more likely Complex or any other platform will lose their power. If you guys want to change. So if you guys want to change, if you don't want Complex to have all the power, if you don't want Akademiks to have the power, got to change the narrative. They give you the ability to go on their website and change their list. They knew they'd done yeah. Or they created a list and now they're advertising their application. Download the Comp app. Engagement. And it's a free app. All the app has to do is consistently have high engagement because they also run ads on the application. And when they run ads on the application with high engagement, that's money in their pocket. You can give out a free product. But as long as you run ads on it, that's payment in your pocket because ads are paying for placement on that platform, which is going to fuel your pocket. That's how that trick works. Every time there's a list, we all should make our own list. That's not a bad idea. You know? It's not a bad idea at all. But yeah, this was cool. This was cool. So, just like how they created a conversation for people who engage on YouTube, it also created a conversation for people on YouTube to create their own content. So, for anybody that's reacting, anybody that's talking about this list, we're giving fuel, we're giving power to Complex. The trick to it is that you're not supposed to interact with that content. That's how you take away the power. That's the trick. Don't engage with the content. But it's tough because they're providing content that's going to get us pissed off enough to make a video. So a lot of people need to control. We control ourselves, not fall for the trap. All of us making content on these things right now, we're all falling for the trap. That's all it is, bro. I'm telling you. If you don't fall for the trap, it's going to lose the power. It's free, you are not being sold. That's even a better way to put it. I was just giving the proper way to put it, but to say that we're the product being sold, that's a better way to put it. W Shadow. It's tripping up on you. What's going on? Shit. I was wondering. I've always be wondering because what's going on? I don't see a lot of people engaging on YouTube. That kind of has me concerned now, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, W Shadow for that info because I'm watching the stream from my Twitch. I'm not even watching from YouTube. I always be wondering, like, what's going on with YouTube, bro? Like, I know I'm still seeing the YouTube comments and all that, so I'm like, what? Got me confused. You had to refresh. It looks fine to me. Is the audio messy? Like, is the audio looking gross? Because I remember YouTube has a delay. So if I'm correct, YouTube has a delay of like, what, 30 seconds or something? Is it working for you? Yeah, I'm looking at YouTube right now. It looks fine for me. Yeah, YouTube has 20 to 30 second delay. Yeah, that is facts. So I wonder if that's affecting. I wonder if the 20 second delay is affecting the reactions on YouTube. I'm good now? Okay. Well, what's good, YouTube? I'm still here with y'all. Don't get it twisted. It's just that we dual streaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, we dual streaming over here. You know what I'm talking about? Man, y'all know I still care about YouTube, bro. YouTube was the original home. I would never disrupt that. I would never disrupt that. You know what I'm saying? Judy, tell Tiff to tell Sean, stop acting like a bitch and face me like a man. You hear that, Tiff? Tell Sean, what's up? Go talk to Noah. It was just making you stutter for no reason? Really? I wonder what that sounds like. I know I stutter sometimes because, like, I'm literally talking off the top of my head. I just stuttered. I know I stutter, but YouTube's making me stutter is crazy. That is hilarious. Ugh, boy, I'm telling you though, talking off the top of your head is not easy, bro. Jeez. It's not easy, man. But we here though. All right, Joe Budden calls out Akademiks and asks if he wants smoke. That's wild. But that's engagement. And then I don't know if I really care about this DJ Who Kid hip hop sales miss Drake's output. All I gotta say is that that's just another individual falling for the falling for the presentation. You know how you have the feature presentations when you go to the movies where they give out the movie trailers? DJ Hookhead is just another individual that's falling for the movie trailers. You're believing that the show's going to be amazing when in reality, what you think is not the case. Hey, W. Judy. What is this? 350 watch streak reached? That's new information for me. It would go back like a half second. Man was on a digital stutter dial. That's crazy. That's what YouTube is doing to me? That's wild. Who can? That's such a fire drop. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's actually a fire drop. Like, I gotta respect Who Kid for that one. That drop is fire. So as usual, Culture United is late. I'll probably do one more video. They count the streams since you got affiliated. Oh. So that's how it works. No, we could do two. We could do two because I know the reactions are going to be short. There's not too much I need to say about these. So we can do two. We can do two. We can do two more videos and we get out of here. And I'm going to watch the Culture United. So, shoot. Let me just hit this record button. I know it's going to take a minute to start. Just got to let it buffer, let it queue up. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do it. Everyone feeling good? Everybody drinking some water, some juice? You know? We all right? I need another light, bro. But I don't want to get a light that's too bright. It's going to make me look crazy. Damn, it take that long to record, bro? Man, see, when it comes to having good internet, in this house, we ain't got it. I might need a PC, but I can't run no PC wire down the stairs. If I run the wire down the stairs and somebody trip at night, I'm dead. Like, I'm so cooked if that happens. I'll tell you that. And don't even think about drilling no holes in this house. That's not happening. We're not drilling no hole from upstairs to downstairs. You trying to get me crucified? Use the boombox for extra light is crazy. Speaking of boomboxes, how you doing? You lovely purchase. Huh? How you doing? Lock in with this one right here. Joe Budden calls out Akademiks and asks who wants smoke. I wonder why. Let's go.
Just called out Akademiks, and it was
What's good,
right
Josh?
after this power ranking came out for HipHopMedia over there at Complex. Now, another day, another bad Complex list, but it looks like Akademiks has came out as number one in this ranking. Funny enough, the person that he could be beefing with is at number 2 with Joe Budden. Now, they have already had some type of tension. People have been noticing this since Joe Budden had brought up Steak and the lawsuit involving Drake and Akademiks and Aiden Ross. But after this list was created, Akademiks had went and did an interview where he talked about the ranking, if he could remove people, change people, if he could remove anybody from the top 10 of the list. And Joe Budden and Akademiks were in question by the host. He had asked Akademiks, would you remove or change yourself from number 1 and put Joe Budden at number 2, where he responded that Joe can't mess with him.
Yourself and your good brother, Joe Budden. So first, before we even get into it, do you think you are the most powerful person in hip-hop media right now?
Yeah. I'm rocking with this list for this year, yeah. This is, I told people, I feel like this is my journey here, so I think that's accurate.
There's only one way.
Okay.
You're above him.
No.
Do you agree with that?
But here's the thing. So I'm looking at this in voice. I think Joe has an amazing platform.
You get into semantics, my nigga. What are we
Joe Budden has a way more powerful voice than Akademiks. The only reason why Akademiks has the voice he has is because of the younger generation. For the older generation, Akademiks does not want smoke with Joe Budden because Joe Budden cannot be messed with. If you pay attention to the Joe Budden podcast and how it can affect hip-hop, then you would understand that Joe Budden and them they're actually the number one. Like, high key. I ain't gonna lie to you. They chose Akademiks for engagement.
Talk about, yo.
No. It ain't no semantics. Joe can't fuck with me. That's my nigga. Okay. He can't fuck with me. What I'm saying is that
I always hate when somebody tries to come out here and say, oh, they can't fuck with me, but that's my guy. That's my man. Like, you're just kicking his back in. Facts. And you're trying to make up for it by giving him a passive-aggressive compliment. This is backhanded compliments if I ever saw one. And this is not the first time where Joe Budden and Akademiks have had kind of a back and forth this year. And Joe Budden had reacted to the list and what Akademiks had said.
And at one, DJ Akademiks.
Ak, what up?
What up, Ak? Ak, what up, bro?
Salute.
Congrats. Ak, I hear you, little strings, nigga. You want war? Hey, what's up? You want to try to turn shit up?
What? The one thing I give Joe is that when it comes to music and comedy, it's like this. I didn't even think that was like a bag to get into, just mixing music with comedy like that, where you have the music commentary, but you're adding some comedic elements to it. Like, this is why I watch it consistently. I watch I watch all the Joe Budden podcast clips. I watch every episode. I don't pay for the Patreon. I'm not paying for Patreon because people are going to post it regardless, like scores and assists. So I don't have to worry about no Patreon episodes. But I watch anything I can get my hands on. And then when I go on Twitter, people are posting clips from the Patreon episodes. So I'm good. I don't need to pay for Patreon. So that's the magic behind it. But I be watching them consistently, bro. They show funny as shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, when Joe Budden and Ish had that argument about Oxtail on the flow, that shit is hilarious.
I gotta call my man to see what's going on.
I've been hearing something. I didn't know what went wrong. I've been hearing something. I've been hearing something.
I feel like all the people that was on Drake's side is just time for them to get their shit off with Iceman coming. So I'm not really. I feel like that's what it is.
You think you just collateral damage?
I was on the.
This is why Joe is nigga. Did y'all hear that?
And this is another.
Did y'all hear that, bruh? Let me put it back a little bit.
Get their shit off with Iceman coming. So I'm not really.
Hold on, let me go back.
And to see what's going on.
I've been hearing something. I didn't know what went wrong. I've been hearing something. I've been hearing something.
I feel like all the people that was on Drake's side is just time for them to get their shit off with Iceman coming. So I'm not really. I feel like that's what it is.
You think you just collateral damage?
I was on the.
Say the thing out loud. Say the thing out loud. A lot of people are thinking it, but they're not saying it. Joe Budden is going to say it out loud because he don't give a damn.
And this is another thing that I had to say, bro. Akademiks has been pumping his chest out a lot recently because Iceman coming out. But the fact that him and Joe Budden are going at it in this way, at least it seems like it's tension building up. It could be because of Akademiks and his allegiance to Drake, but also the fact that Joe Budden had brought up his lawsuit as well.
Other side of this.
I don't know who dressed Queen's Flip, but he looked like a good father.
And then we had the fucking state conversation that he replied to. I don't know. I just got to call my man and see what's going on. But 1 and 2, 2 and 1, tomato. Again, the same. What he wants to do.
And it seems like Joe Budden is trying to keep it friendly. A friendly fade, you should keep it that way. It's the feeling that I'm getting from this whole video, and especially when he talks about Steak. Joe Budden has already gone on his podcast to talk about the Drake lawsuit involving Steak, Akademiks, and Aiden Ross. And as of recently, Joe Budden has mentioned the lawsuit a few times.
It's crazy. I started thinking of just how old I mean, we can move on. We can find something to talk about Drake and whatever they're doing at Steak. I do know what that is. I like that scam. It's a good scam, yo. Like, at some point you're gonna get caught, but for the money that they made and what they did and what they that's just. Am I even allowed to talk about this shit? Maybe. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying before I started talking about Steak?
Now, this is just one of the clips, but Joe Budden has recently talked about this situation involving Akademiks and Steak with a recent lawsuit in New Jersey, where apparently Joe Budden had read it. And it's fair to say that Akademiks was upset at Joe Budden for speaking on this lawsuit in the first place, and that Joe Budden shouldn't even be talking about something like this. Despite everybody else talking about this as news and coverage, this was a story that not only Joe Budden covered, but everybody probably on that list as well. But Akademiks has a problem with Joe Budden, and it's starting to show now.
Joe Budden's on his podcast reading a fucking lawsuit that is so frivolous that if he looked at on face value, The lawsuit says that Stake is botting streams. Like Stake is running some fake program to bot streams, and that
Nah. Don't try to discredit it now, little boy. Don't do that. Don't try to take the power out the lawsuit, knowing that lawsuit could be the end of you. Don't do that. Don't run away scared now, little boy.
Drake has a gambling deal to get fake stream. Like, they actually read that shit like the shit was legit. No, that's just something else. They're trying to take Drake down a notch. There's 8 other lawsuits, 8 other fucking states that they have filed the same thing in. Do you think that Stake is like sitting here like, oh, let's get Drake some streams? Okay, beyond that, I don't expect the Joe Budden podcast who hires Mona to fucking do their due diligence. They're just reading off the paper. Got you. All right, bet. So now I'm watching the whole thing, and it's clearly...
That's the thing with Akademiks, bruh. That's the thing with Akademiks. I don't know what it is about this dude and women. But anytime you have a female voice that has power in the media space, he immediately attacks. Are you scared? Are you afraid? I will not forget what you said about Lauren LaRosa. I will never forget what you said about her. Mona being on a Joe Budden podcast, that aggravates him. Having Mona on that platform is literally Akademiks' kryptonite, which is why Akademiks could never be better than Joe. Because all Joe needs to do is let Mona talk. Mona is literally there on the platform to talk shit. That's it. And she's good at what she do. And on top of that, she's a comedian, so she don't give a shit. That's why Joe Budden will always outrank Akademiks. Joe Budden has more hip-hop knowledge than Akademiks. And all you got to do is make Akademiks angry, and he loses his power. To the point where he's just something to be clip farmed. That's why Akademiks can never beat Joe Budden. That's the strategy Joe Budden needs to use to get him out of here. That's how you defeat Akademiks. Funny enough, with a woman. That's crazy.
Inaccurate. It's mentions in a lawsuit this elaborate conspiracy theory that they're saying is a civil RICO, and they said supposedly Akademiks, Stake, Kick are all doing this scheme using fake money to inflate Drake's streams?
Now, obviously, Akademiks is going to call this lawsuit frivolous. There is multiple lawsuits in multiple states, and the recent one is New Jersey, which I believe Akademiks is from. But the primary concern for this recent lawsuit, at least talking about this one, is the issues with Stake in the state of New Jersey. Drake and Aiden Ross, Akademiks, and gambling website Stake.us have all been named in an illegal gambling and racketeering lawsuit filed in New Jersey on Wednesday, April 22nd. The suit echoes similar lawsuits involving Drizzy and Ross that have been filed in Missouri, New Mexico, and most recently Virginia. Court documents reviewed by Complex shows that Jason Nufio of Roselle, New Jersey, is claiming he lost money on Stake.us and that the online casino violates state gambling regulations. It comes after New Jersey passed legislation on August 15, 2025, making it no longer legal to join or participate in a sweepstakes casino while in the state. Nufio and his lawyers allege that Drake, Ross, and Akademiks have all used their celebrity status to promote Stake while hiding their deals with the platform.
Facts.
Like the other lawsuits, the plaintiff also accuses Stake of financing a scheme to inflate Drake's streaming numbers. Akademiks is specifically accused of knowingly and directly assisting Drake's
Grand Wizard already been exposed. It's just that not enough people cared.
inflation of his streaming numbers through bot networks by publishing and promoting information that he knew to be false, while getting paid out through Stake's tipping feature. According to the court documents, Nufio claims ads for Stake concealed that the fact that Drake and Aiden Ross faced no genuine financial risk, while ordinary consumers who followed their lead and placed similar wages stood to lose real money. They have inflicted harm on consumers across the state who have lost real money chasing gambling wins on the Stake platform. The lawsuit also alleges that Stake uses virtual currency called gold coins as a fig leaf to superficially avoid the appearance of illegal gambling and afford Stake a veneer of deniability. Nufio is seeking recovery of his gambling losses, among other damages. But again, the primary concern for the victim is that he's claiming he lost his money from Stake while in New Jersey, where Stake violates his gambling regulations, while at the same time promoting Stake and what appears to be some type of false advertisement. You see Drake and Akademiks and all these people winning, and you think that you're going to get on and do the same. And on top of that, the person in this lawsuit is also trying to claim that Akademiks is specifically accused of knowing and directly assisting Drake's inflation of his streaming numbers through bot networks. So it's not like how Akademiks is trying to spin it. The allegation is that Akademiks was paid via Stake to promote Drake and present his streaming success as organic, while allegedly helping legitimize numbers that may have been artificially inflated. But Akademiks is trying to spin it, but this is an ongoing lawsuit, and we'll have to keep it alleged as far as the accusations go. But after Joe Budden talking about that, and after this list coming out, it's no surprise that Joe Budden had decided to call out Akademiks over what has been going on as of the recent weeks. And even though Joe Budden is joking around, I do think that he does mean what he's saying when he calls out Akademiks this way. I think they both feel some type of way about each other. But to be honest, I think Akademiks is mad at Joe Budden for calling him out, for calling this lawsuit out. He also called Akademiks out for having a gambling addiction. There was a whole bunch of things that have led up to this point.
But he does.
And I think this might be the beginning of Joe Budden and Akademiks going at it. And it's crazy that Akademiks and Joe...
They won't go at it. That's the reality with this. They're two... They literally had, like, okay, not a similar come up, but in the media space, when they started at Everyday Struggle together, that's they come up in the media space. So they had a similar come up. Akademiks has been on the Joe Budden podcast at least 3-4 times. They're friends. Akademiks is the one that's always going to Joe Budden for confirmation on a lot of things. Because Joe Budden be talking to a lot of big figures behind the scenes. So you got to understand that. One thing, okay, here's a freebie. When it comes to verses, Joe Budden be talking with Swizz Beatz consistently. I lied, not consistently, but the last time they talked, it was like for 3 hours. Because Joe Budden really be trying to get these verses running. Like, when it comes to Wale and Meek Mill, Joe Budden and his whole team, they want that verses. It's funny as hell. But Joe Budden be talking to a lot of big people behind the scenes. A lot of people with big companies behind the scenes. Because he's consistently making a lot of deals. So that they can not only have people on the podcast, but to have better engagement, overall quality, and just like more business deals with the other people for the sake of his network or net worth, right? So that's the trick with Joe Budden. He's a business dude. Like the rap shit, he's done with that. I ain't gonna lie to you. You never see him rap again, but he's a business dude. He about his business. And Akademiks over here, you're not beating Joe Budden at that. I'm sorry.
Budden are going at it with each other like this, and it probably is because of Akademiks' allegiance to Drake. We know that Joe Budden and Akademiks have had some type of respect for one another, but Akademiks has been writing for Drake for so long, it looks like he's starting to make the enemies that Drake has. If Joe Budden is not cool with Drake, that doesn't mean that Akademiks has to get into the middle of that. That doesn't mean that Akademiks has to start beef with Joe Budden, but it's starting to look that way as things are starting to play out. And why is Akademiks going so hard for Drake? It kind of makes you think, are these allegations true? Is this the reason why he has a Stake deal? Is it because of Drake? We know that Drake is the face of Stake, but we'll keep it alleged on that part. But it is strange to see Akademiks go so hard, even going at somebody like Joe Budden, someone he's always respected ever since they worked together on Everyday Struggle. It's just a crazy thing to see how somebody's blind loyalty could burn bridges that he's had for a long time. And I'm not saying that the allegations are true, but the loyalty has to come with a cost, does it not? Either way, we'll keep it alleged.
Same thing.
But Akademiks is acting extra salty after hearing Joe Budden speak on the lawsuits. Y'all tell me how you feel about this in the comments and get back to me, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Keep it alleged.
Talked about the same things, bro. I'm telling you. So it's not a surprise to me. It's really not a surprise to me at all. So I watched that show too much to know what their friendship status is at. They're going to jab at each other, but they're never going to hate each other. That's the reality with it. So it's nothing for me to really worry about, to be honest. So Just got to keep moving forward with it, you know. But W video by the Veil, so that was dope. My final thought is there ain't no war. All right, a lot of people are going to be wow, words are hard. A lot of people are going to be blowing this out of proportion. The headlines, we already seen the headlines. Yo, is this a potential media, hip-hop media? Yeah, no. Blowing it out of proportion because y'all don't know the relationship with Joe and Akademiks. They cool. They gonna jab at each other. They gonna cuss each other out, but they still gonna be friends because they do get money together. It's what it is. And remember what I talked about a while back when it comes to people in business relationships. All right, if they get money together, they're going to be friends. In fact, they're going to be best friends if they get money together. So, their friendship is strong. All right. All right, we got one more. We're going to get out of here. We're going to watch that DJ Who Kid video, and we're going to break that down, and then we're going to get up out of here. All right, we've been streaming like how long? 2 hours. So far, it's been 2 hours stream. I like that. All right. Let me go get that. Who Kid? All right, let's get this one popping. One and done. What time is it? 8:30. We got an 8-minute video, and we're going to get up out of here. Shouldn't take too long. I feel like there's some things I'm going to be explaining. We're going to do what we do best, all right? We're going to talk that good talk, and we're going to exit up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, Twitch, YouTube, this one video left. Let's end on a high note. DJ Who Kid says hip-hop sales miss Drake's outputs. Let me go ahead and just say this first. Drake didn't go anywhere. For anybody that pays attention to the music that's been dropping, Drake didn't go anywhere. Drake didn't disappear. Drake didn't leave the public eye. Drake's been here this whole time. Throughout this whole time, since the beef. And yes, this beef is that serious. It's really that serious. Drake's done put out over 50 tracks, including features. Drake didn't go anywhere. The public perception with Drake changed, which has affected, I wouldn't say, it kind of did affect overall music sales. Overall music sales. Let's just say that. So a lot of people need to understand, like, y'all are being lied to if you're hearing people talk about, yo, where Drake at? Where Drake been at, bruh? Some Sexy Songs for You came out last year. Drake's been here. Drake's been here. He didn't go anywhere. So why are you believing the lie? You want to be lied to your face to assume Drake left. Drake didn't go anywhere. He's been here dropping music, being on features. The last feature was with 21 Savage on his album. The song was called what? Mr. Recoup? You heard the verse on that. Everybody heard the verse on that. So why is everybody sitting here talking about he left? He didn't disappear. He didn't go anywhere. Y'all think this man disappeared since the Fighting Irish freestyle. He's been in y'all face this whole time. So I don't understand this narrative. That's a lie, y'all. That's a fake narrative. So I don't understand why people running around with that. And don't sit there and try to tell me, oh no, like, you know, like when it comes to like the whole rap beef, like, bro, like the people just hate on Drake. Yeah, obviously. If you tried harder, you wouldn't have lost like that. You didn't take your opponent seriously, and your opponent took you seriously. That's literally how the beef went. That's it, man. Let's just go ahead with this video.
Of course, it would be DJ Who Kid to try to revision history. I don't want to hear a single word from this man if he's not going to tell the real. I would.
What happened?
Perspective, he came out here and said something respectable like RZA or other artists or other people that have talked about the battle. But this man tries to change the narrative, trying to revision history and try to act like nothing happened at all, that Kendrick didn't do what he did, and that Drake is somehow a victim, and try to paint him as this victim while also saying that hip hop needs him. This happens multiple times, bro. We've seen it with multiple people, always on Drake's side, talking about this battle in Drake's favor. Other people that are doing the same thing. Gilly has been also known to do the same thing. We have Fat Joe does the same thing. There's multiple people that come out and do this shit, bro. Time and time and again.
Bro, what they miss is the mystique Drake had before the beef. That's what they miss. There is no Kendrick Lamar era. It requires Kendrick Lamar to drop to have an era. Kendrick Lamar all of 2015, or not 2015, Kendrick Lamar of all 2025 was on tour. That doesn't mean that's an era, because he was touring with songs that of the latest came from 2024. That's not an era. That's not how that works. Kendrick broke Your King down so bad that it exposed the biggest flaw with hip-hop. Topple one domino, other dominoes proceeds to follow. That was the biggest problem with hip-hop. Where's Dirk? Where's Polo G? Polo G especially, I heard he was streaming. That's crazy to me. But I'm paying attention to the figures that once had power. They immediately lost power. And it hasn't been the same. Can Drake revive them? Honestly, no. It's only going to be him left. There is no reviving. People need to understand that part. Can Drake do what he can to recover what he once had? He can try. But to be beaten that bad in a rap beef, knowing that you're the one that people wanted to win, that hurt a lot of people. And I'm just speaking honestly. A lot of people need to understand the value of what that beef brought. Because a lot of people don't understand these beefs at all. They see it as destructive. It's destructive if you make it that way. How many more times do I have to say Kendrick Lamar wanted this to be friendly? Don't bring no kids in this. Don't bring no wives in this. Don't bring no family in this. He warned you 3 times and you didn't listen. Then you proceed to lose. He warned you. I don't understand why I have to continue to go back to that. And it's not necessarily for the people watching. The people watching right now, I should say, on the live. Because I know a lot of people in Toronto don't understand the beef. They don't get it. They want to see the narrative their own way and not understand the overall narrative. That's not how I work. My brain is logical. My brain thinks. My brain functions. Don't discredit me for having a functioning brain. That's crazy. I'm looking at the facts and details of the beef, and I'm also looking at the facts and details of the outcome of the beef. All I'm saying is that if you tried harder, and if you never sued, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. Why did you sue? Why did you sue knowing TaylorMade is your product? You can rap about little girls. That's a gift for me. I heard it on a Budden podcast. That's you rapping in Tupac's AI voice. And then here come Kendrick talking about Say Drake. I hear you like him young. You're suing for that when Kendrick heard it from you. Why aren't you suing for Meet the Grams? I don't like sounding like a broken record, but once you start to go down to details, it ends the conversation. And now going back to the point where, oh, where has he been? He didn't go anywhere. People to this day, a lot of people in Toronto are still bumping songs off of Some Sexy Songs for You. So how is it a Kendrick era? Everybody's complaining about a Kendrick era. This is not a Kendrick era. This is a Drake era. This is what a current Drake era looks like. It's like y'all are treating him like a monolith. And then when your monolith is damaged beyond wow, words are hard. When your monolith is damaged beyond repair, now you start to look around like, where'd it go? It's right there in front of you. It just doesn't look the same anymore because it got exposed.
Again, and it gets so annoying because it's like, you can't change what happened based off of what you're saying in an interview. We know what happened. We were all there. You can't just act like just because, and I get it, right? He helped with push-ups. He did. He helped with that. He did that for Drake. And that's whatever, right? It don't really matter about that. But we know that you have a bias, and we know that you're trying to just choose the side of Drake. But you can't come out here and act like nothing happened. And you can't come out here and act like the game is bad right now because Drake is not active. And it's not that he's saying that nothing happened, but he is very dismissive about the history of what happened and tries to act like it wasn't that bad and that Kendrick was just having a moment. This wasn't something that was really damaging. The nerve of Who Kid to come out here and try to act like what Kendrick did to Drake in this battle was just a moment. It wasn't just a moment. It was the moment. It was the moment in time where hip hop had changed. It's the moment in time where you guys realize you have to run with this narrative about hip hop being in a decline because your boy got whooped and has been whooped for the past 2 years. And it took him 2 years to drop a solo album. He comes out in this clip and tries to say that Kendrick just had a moment, diminishing everything that just had happened. Kendrick winning the battle, Not Like Us being a big record, coming out and doing the Super Bowl, Kendrick making GNX, and then doing the Super Bowl, having the longest topic song on the charts, which was Luther at the time. He's not going to acknowledge any of that because then he has to say it gives credit to Kendrick Lamar. And he can't do that because now he's Drake's boy.
You know, but the thing I've learned when you do stuff like that, it's just a moment, man. Everything is a moment. Like Kendrick had his moment, 6 months.
I love how they're still on that Kendrick moment, bruh. Because remember, the interview that Drake had with Elliot Wilson all that time ago, he was mentioning that was a moment for Kendrick. Those are not moments. Those are statements. Those are different. Every time Kendrick did something in hip-hop history, it is a staple in hip-hop history. Those are not moments. Those are staples. And Kendrick is not a controversial individual either. He's not a woke rapper either. He's just so good that he can talk about whatever he wants in his raps. That's how good dude is. He can rap about whatever he wants. He has rapped about whatever he wants. Y'all remember Good Flirts? Y'all remember what he was talking about that behind? Like, let's come on, bro. Come on, bro. I never knew a love like this. Shout out Common.
He's the man. Then he's Super Bowl. He's the man. But the thing about Drake, he used patience as a way of like getting back. And as you can see,
I mean, really trying to diminish what Kendrick had accomplished within this time. Not only did he win the battle, not only was he part of the Super Bowl, this went longer than 6 months. This wasn't like it just brushed off after 6 months.
Yo, isn't it funny that they haven't announced anybody for the Super Bowl yet? Because wasn't Bad Bunny announced like immediately? Like
had passed. You got to stop tripping on that shit, bro. You're not including the other fucking 15 months that happened after that, bro. You got to acknowledge every single thing that had took place during this time of the battle. And after what happened after the battle. Kendrick not only did the Super Bowl, he just passed the fact that he also did GNX. He don't even want to talk about the album that also stayed on the charts, which he's going to talk about right now.
Whereas hip hop been, there's no Billboard charts, there's no chart, there's nothing. I think French Montana and Max B barely is like in the 80s, and thank God they get
because they never produce good music. Yo, this is actually crazy. Like, it's either these are payments, like these dudes are accepting payola to talk this way, or this is how they actually feel. And if this is how they actually feel, no wonder rap is in the state that is in, because y'all don't even have the knowledge to understand what's happening in your own ecosystem. You're in it. and you don't even understand your own ecosystem. So that's got to be a payment. That's got to be a payment to think that way. Because to think that way as someone that's in it is actually disappointing to the culture. It's disappointing to the rap industry, the music industry overall, because you're supposed to know better. You're supposed to know better, and you don't understand what's going on in your own ecosystem. That's crazy. Oh, French and Max B, they put out a project and didn't go. Yeah, because it wasn't good. It wasn't good. You don't even realize that music around you right now is growing up. Music is growing up. Music is evolving. Music currently right now is maturing, especially R&B. It's maturing right now because music is trying to advance to something new, which is hard to do right now because it looks like we did everything, when in reality we haven't. The trick is that we need to find a new lane. We haven't found it yet. That's why the shift in music's taking so long. That's why the sales are down. You also got to keep in mind who's working behind the scenes that's making the sales look like that. Who are the people only using numbers and algorithms to dictate what good music is? That's the reason why music's not doing what it's supposed to do today. Because they're using formulas, algorithmic equations, and numbers to dictate what's good and to tell people what's good. That's why. That's actually disappointing as hell.
Yeah, I think I live there in the Hot 100, but I don't know. And I think Sexy Red is back up now because she just dropped.
See how they get to this narrative about the charts. We got to talk about the charts. We got to talk about the charts because that's the only way that we know that Drake is going to do well. We got to talk about the numbers. We got to talk about the numbers, Mason. What do they mean? We got to get there, bro. We got to get there because that's how they actually study Drake's music. They just care about the numbers. So that way they could write even harder when the album does well, when it charts. Which song is charting the most? Which one can I put on my IG story? Like at this point, bro, all of these guys are just doing tricks on it, man. I mean, let's just be real. Respectfully, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest, man. But that should be crazy to me, dog. Every time I come out here and I see somebody trying to paint Drake as a victim or trying to act like nothing happened, because he literally just said, oh, in 6 months, didn't talk about GNX, didn't talk about the 5 Grammys. Didn't talk about him winning more Grammys with GNX after sweeping the Grammys with Not Like Us, winning 5 of them, bro. What the hell are you talking about? And again, back to the point, every single time that they listen to Drake, it always has to be about the chart, about the numbers, about the first week sales, because the only way that they listen to Drake is through a fucking calculator, bro. That's the only way that they're able to listen to Drake, is to go based off the numbers. And I know that Who Kid is going to back up Drake. This is the obvious thing. But if he can't come out here and admit that he lost, no person would be able to respect his take. At least I can't.
But there's not really nobody like, I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah,
I'm not an expert in this. But I know like when he's here, we're on the charts. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to talk numbers and facts, whether it's like inflated or whatever.
Whether it's inflated. So he just admit that Drake could possibly be inflating his streams. The guy that helped Drake with push-ups is saying whether it's inflated or not. Whether it's inflated or not. Did you not just hear that, bro?
Ever, because labels been inflating.
Labels have been inflating shit for years. That's what he just said, bro.
At the end of the day, even if he is inflated, he's still like in the 20, 50.
Well, I mean, goddamn, bro. If you were going to have Drake's back, you shouldn't have just came out and just openly admitted that he does bot his streams, bro. What the hell are you saying? What the hell are you even doing? At this point, I don't even think he knows what he just did. But he's probably just assuming or guessing, right? Because of all the things we heard about botting and all of this shit. But this wouldn't have even been a conversation if this battle didn't happen. Remember, it was because of this battle, people are more aware and more open to the fact that bots do exist. Bots are a thing that artists use. Young Thug had even came out in his jail calls and admitted to botting, which is crazy because people just overlook that when everybody talks about how Drake has been botting. Drake has been trying to talk about these allegations against UMG. All these other artists have came out and admitted to botting, or there's cases of botting. And the man that helped Drake with push-ups, a man that's been on radio, has came out and said, rather he's botting or not, he's still going to hit the charts. Now, in the interview, they talk about having real sales. They talk about people actually going to the shows. But this is the same shit that he skipped over with Kendrick Lamar. They were calling Kendrick Lamar a bot like us, all of this other crazy shit. But when the tour kicked off, it was just sold out after sold out show after sold out show, not only in America, but in Canada too, the place where Drake is from, not only there, but also in other countries. So what the hell are we even talking about? It's like they're afraid to mention both sides of the beef, and they don't want to speak on the other part of it that they agree upon because they know that it mentions Kendrick Lamar. They just want to back up Drake and try to change history, try to revision history, and try to fit their own narrative. Trying to brush it off as something that happened in 6 months is crazy, considering that people are literally talking about it 2 years later. Every blog is posting about the 2-year anniversary of this battle. It's not like something that just happened and people forgot about. It's not like it just lasted 6 months, like you said. No, this shit lasted for a long time, bro. And Drake is now putting out an album while he's still appealing his lawsuit that he lost against the defamation case, against these bot allegations, to the song Not Like Us. It's funny for him to say that it had just passed and that it was a moment in time. No, it was the moment in time. Get that correct. But yeah, man, of course he's going to fucking help Drake. He's the guy that fucking made push-ups. It is what it is at that point. You just can't respect somebody's opinion when you know that they're already bought. I just think it's a horrible take all around. Y'all can tell me how you feel about it and get back to me, man. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace. Keep it legend.
What more can I say, man? What more can I say? It's just kind of disappointing how dudes are moving like this because, like I said, y'all in it. Now, he said he's not an expert. So if you're not an expert, then why are you talking? That's what I'm saying. He believes in the mystique. But you're currently following the mystique right now because the assumption of him gone is why hip-hop is down when he hasn't left. He hasn't gone anywhere. So you're not understanding. How are you in it and you don't get it? And I'm outside of it and I get it. That's why I don't get it. A lot of these dudes are not supposed to be working in the positions that they're working in, bro. If I'm going to keep it really honest with these guys. Because it's kind of disappointing that you got the position that you have and you're not doing enough work to make this shit work. You in it and you... Man, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Because as far as I see it, it looks like I could take a better care of hip-hop than these dudes. And I'm not saying me by myself, but of course I'll be a part of a team to make this shit work. But y'all not making it work. Like, what the hell is going on, bro? Y'all supposed to preserve this, and you're not preserving nothing. What are you guys doing? It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me, bro. I'm telling you. But what more can I say, bro? If these are the individuals that they want to work, or they want have working around them, bro, what am I supposed to do? Just supposed to sit back and just watch these guys fail? Hey, bro, do what you want, gang. You got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got it, bro. Go ahead. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, we can call it here. We can definitely call it here, bro. 2 hours, 30 minutes, 3 very good videos, some good content. So, shoot, we can go ahead and get up out of here at this point. KK4405, what's good, gang? How you feeling? I ain't seen you before, but welcome to the network. Welcome to the mob. Appreciate you for stopping by. Golly. Hey, W follow. I appreciate you, KK. Thank you for your sub. Damn, that shit was glitching out crazy. That's what I'm talking about. WKK. Okay, cool, Noah. All right. Since you followed, we gonna give it a chance. We gonna give it a chance. You said you from the Netherlands. Hey, bro, that's what's up. That's what's up, gang. This you? Hold on a second. This you? I be forgetting that black people be all over the world. I really be forgetting black people be all over the world, bro. I swear to God. You stop with music, though? All right, let's see where you stopped at then. Two minutes. All right, forgive my internet. My internet a little slow, but you know.
Geen baan, maar ik bal. Ik heb kop, ik heb shout in de mouw. Veel hopen dat ik val, maar ik sta sterk net een wal.
Y'all drilling out in the Netherlands now? Wait, for real? Y'all drilling out in the Netherlands? Hold on a second. Wait. Damn, you ain't got the closed caption. I might need that. Hold on. That kind of sound nice. Now, I don't know what you're saying, but it looked like you flowing a little bit.
Geen baan, maar ik bal. Ik heb kop, ik heb shout in de mouw. Veel hopen dat ik val, maar ik sta sterk net een wal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Geen baan, maar ik bal. Ik heb kop, ik heb shout in de mouw. Veel hopen dat ik val, maar ik sta sterk net een wal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Make sturen beats voor me, fuck dat, ik rap alleen op Idali. Rappen willen iets, voor mij zijn ze niets. Mijn oudje is dom, maar ik kom op de fiets af een blok waar ik ben, bitch, ik ben op de streets. Bitches hebben mij niet eens geproefd, maar al die bad bitches vinden me sweet. De vriendjes is boos, want ze kennen muziek. Ze zeggen het is zo'n cool, waarom jij niet? Hij heeft money en bouwt, waarom wij niet? Bitch, ik ben net Kobe. Geen troep op mijn fucking pas, enigste wat je gaat zien dat zijn rollies. AP trofies, Moncler coties. Domme patta Valentino Lopies. En ik ben aan en heet al die mannen denken ik ben tropisch. En ik kom uit de soep.
One thing I gotta say though is that the energy that you have with yourself is not shown in the video. I felt like if you were showing that energy, that would really like show like the kind of like, how would I put this? I'm just saying the energy is supposed to be matched with the visual. That's gonna make it a lot more outstanding for you. But it's still good though. You flowing. We need Tiny to break it down. Facts. You flowing though, I like this.
Geen merk, maar ik ben een star NG. Money wit Sophie, ben met 14 het als second Cody. Luister naar mijn versen, naar die melodie. Zing die refrein, want het komt niet. Geen bal, maar ik bal. Ik heb kop, ik heb shout in de mouw. Veel hopen dat ik val, maar ik sta sterk met een wal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Geen bal, maar ik bal.
Oh, hold on. Why wasn't the girl shaking some, bro? You might need a little bit of that in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should have been, like, throwing it back. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
ik heb shout in de mouw. Veel hopen dat ik val, maar ik sta sterk net een wal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal. Mannen zeggen ben op apengedrag, maar mijn kleren is een rare getal.
I felt like that needed another verse. I felt like you needed another verse in that. You want to see drill from Netherlands? That's wild, bro. Y'all drilling out there, bro? What the hell? Damn, that's how long this came out? This is 6 years? You put this out in 2020 in the pandemic? My fault? Make sure I leave a like. Damn, I'm probably going to go through. Yeah, I don't understand a thing of what people are saying. Hold on, let me check the translation. Like if you ever watched Zach and Cody. He's back with choruses now. Tight. Finally, that man has cough syrup is crazy. Put a caption. Hold on. Oh shit, the link worked. That's wild. It has caption to it. Karma K, Lightwork, Freestyle, Netherlands. Produced by Sosa Mills. Press play.
Iedereen, man. Het Scott baby. Shout Karma K. Shout Shen. Shout iedereen, man.
Right.
Ieder gas.
Penting op mij, want ik ben op mijn
Mirated. Yo. Nah. Yo, what is it with people in the UK and just masking up? Y'all mask up better than us in North America, bro. Holy. I've never seen a man zip up a hoodie like that. The Canada Goose zipped up like that is crazy.
Geen gevoelens, dus ik rij op mijn kosten. 22
What a bandana. Wild.
Je die web en ik bos het kot om. Catch je op en ik chop om. Ik geloof in de levende verlosser. Je praat maar je bent er niet.
Hold on, did you just say you believe in the living save? Hold on.
Ik bos het kot om. Catch je op.
Catching up and I chop him.
Ik geloof in de levende.
I believe in the living save.
De verlosser, je praat maar je bent er niet bij betrokken. Stop het, godverdomme. Ik ben met thee willen tekken een chopper. Met die leugens moeten jullie nu stoppen. Snapchat gang, jullie willen geen trouble. Ik ben homeboy, ik houd 100.
Hey, you know what? I'll fuck with it. Everything is everything. What's good, Schizo?
Hoeveel rex heb je nu in je pocket? Jullie weten, ik kom van de bodem. Ik wou hem cheffen, maar hij was al vertrokken. Geloof me, jullie zijn niet veilig. Het is een feit, ik ben niet aan het dreigen. Altijd gedeeld, al laat ik weinig. Je ziet wie echt is aan het bijnen. Neem nooit een beslissing als je twijfelt. Weet wat je zegt, we laten je verdwijnen. Problemen kan ik niet vermijden. Stop met zeiken, want vandaag gaan we rijden. Alleen de Heer kan me bevrijden. Maar de duivel die blijft me maar misleiden. Heb die spinner aan de linkerzijde. Niet meer leven, ik heb geen medelijden. Begin je af als voor te bereiden. Hand op de Bijbel, jullie gaan het krijgen. Hoe bedoel je, niemand wil verschijnen?
Nah, this shit fire. This shit fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I said I was gonna go. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta go. I gotta edit these videos. But yo, KK, I appreciate you for this one, bro. I'm definitely gonna listen to some more of this shit, bro. This shit cold. I like it. Facial recognition cameras everywhere. Hey, bro. KK, I got you, gang. I appreciate you for this one, though. Hey, listen. Hey, Flex Mob. Yo, I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get out of here, man. Real shit. But that was fire, though. I appreciate you for that one. W Live today. WW Live for sure. What else am I gonna do? I gotta edit these videos. We're gonna check out the Culture United. I'm late. I'm probably like an hour late to the Culture United, but I'm gonna go sit back and watch that too. Edit some videos. And do what I gotta do. Alright? But W Stream, thank for y'all for pulling up. Alright. Europe got more cameras than China. Shit. Wait, Quickie, what's up, bro? I gotta get out of here and edit this shit, bro. What's good? Tell me, hold on. Watch Ville's latest video. He put out another one? Bro, I gotta dip out of here. If it's that serious, I react to it at like night or something. Kendrick, oh shit. He's in the studio for a reason. No. I'm gonna. Okay, Quickie. I'm gonna react to it off stream. I gotta do it off stream. I have to do it off stream, nigga. This nigga. How dare you do that to me? I gotta go, bruh. I'm trying to watch this Culture United too. W Stream, W Mob, W YouTube Mob, W Twitch Mob. Appreciate y'all for pulling up like always. Let's go ahead and get up out of here because I want to go watch this Culture United.